Yo, yo, it's UAG back with another episode of the weekly retro party. And we got some special guests. But before we get into our guests, let's talk about the crew. We got the world's greatest detective, aka Batman, aka OTG. What's up, bro?
Dude, what's up, man? Hey, I'm gonna have to retire that name, dude. It's gonna be you, man.
No. It's still you. It's still you. I dabble in this thing, but you know, that's a full-time job for you.
It's good, man. It's midway through the week. I just went back to work after being on a mini vacation. So yeah, dude. Wednesday, retro party, dude. I mean, weekly retro party. It's awesome, man. I'm a little excited.
Are you like me when you take a vacation, you need an extra day just so you can, get back into the groove of things?
Hell yeah, dude. I took 2 extra days, man.
And then you just extra. Okay.
But it's all good. The weekend will be here before I know it.
Yep. And we got one of the OG, my man.
What's up, y'all? What's up? What is up?
Extra tight.
How you doing?
Shirt. You got
it ain't extra today. This is regular. Okay.
That's not regular, bro. I see
it's
a vein
regular
popping
XL
through the shirt.
because that's my. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's a vein. Did you do the push-ups before you started?
No, I didn't do that. I did do them this morning, though.
No, that's a little extra tight. I like it though.
That's a little extra tight,
man. That's just because it be popping.
On the arms, though. It's
we're gonna let it slide. We know that it's a little extra tight, but
yeah, I did put it extra tight because I have to make sure I have it extra tight.
I'm sure you probably like a ritual. Like some people have rituals. Like one of our guests, he be, getting down on the guitar before he starts. I think what you do is you throw your shirt in the dryer, right? So it could get a little tighter.
No, I don't need to do that, man.
No?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just extra large, call it a day. You know what I mean?
and we got the muscle and hustle, the flow. Mr. MOAT, what's going on, broski?
It's hard out here for a pimp when he's trying to get his money for the rent. All the Cadillacs and cash what he spent. And a whole lot of talking.
Did you just watch Hustle and Flow?
No, but he said some muscle. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, we're not out. We can't go whoop that trick. That's not very PG now, is it? You know what I mean?
No,
it ain't real PG.
About,
you know what I mean? So we gotta.
I thought he was talking about the slap or something. My bad, man.
That trick.
Get him.
What's awesome today is because my constituents they said what's the show about?
Oh, time out. Did you just say the word constituents?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yo, who the is this guy? And go get the real UAG.
Yeah, every now and then I bust out a SAT word, brother.
Oh, okay.
Relax.
My man said the ACTs. I need to.
So, like I was saying, we're gonna be talking about RK1-Up and the history, start to where we at now, and where do we see them going, and more importantly, where should they be going? But if we're gonna do something like that, we should have some of the OGs, the originators of like the podcast. Like this was the biggest podcast there was. So let's bring in our guests. We got Mr. Retro Ralph.
Dude,
what's up, bro?
All right, first of all, constituent was I prefer to be called a delegate. So if you could just refer to me as a delegate. What the hell is constituents?
Right.
You got to put that big word out, man. You know what I'm saying?
Where did that even come from?
I don't know. I pulled that one out my ass.
No, he knew what it was, bro. He was he was on Justin's podcast Sunday night, and it was just like, I need to impress him on my show tonight. So, he grabbed his thesaurus and was like, what words regulate? You know what I'm saying? What words are relevant to the conversation?
Well, you can't talk about the man if he's not here. Now, let me bring him in the freaking room.
My
man,
welcome to the weekly retro party. Yeah, Ralph uncomfortably drinks a soda and won't do the devil horns with me because he doesn't like me anymore. Yeah.
That was interesting. That was interesting.
So, I didn't know you were doing that.
Listen,
UAG gave me the showrunner. He gave me the outline. I don't think Ralph got the memo.
No, I was shocked at the constituent word. I was hung up on that, so I just couldn't think of anything else. I'm sorry. Can we just bring him back in and do that one more time, or I feel like bad now?
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. There's going to be at least 5 callbacks to One Up Weekly in this episode, all arranged by UAG.
Oh, okay.
Excellent.
Cool. I'm glad I know
Definitely. Oh no, we're fucked now. He is drinking a energy drink, so we're definitely going old school.
Yeah,
We're definitely going old school.
This video is sponsored by Respawn Energy.
Respawn Energy Drink. That's right. That was the non-sponsor sponsor for a long time. That shit has like 400 milligrams of caffeine. If you want to get hopped up, I highly suggest it.
Oh yeah. So, guys, I brought y'all on here because we're talking about the history of One Up. So you guys been there from the beginning, since the start. So you guys would be really good to talk about. And let's bring. Let me show you my first screen here. Wait a minute. Let me switch things up here. So, do you remember the first machine that you guys got?
I do.
Hell yeah.
I told you that story a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Was it this one?
It was that one.
That was my first, yeah.
That was your first too?
And I convinced the Walmart person to. This was when like they were set for sale, like they had the street date, and I convinced the woman like, hey man, like it's. I know that I was able to put it because I did the whole like Walmart ordered on the website. So then I got there and they had it held for me, but then when I got to the front, the guy's like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't sell this to you. And I made like a big stink at the time. And there was no riser, by the way. They had no riser. Right. And I brought that home, so excited, built it. Kim walks in from work. Man, that's a really small. Walks in, no joke. Walks in, the front door, it's right there. Man, that's a really small arcade. I was like, son of a bitch.
That's like a woman, you pulling it out and a woman says, oh, that's cute.
She did. It kind of hurt me because I didn't have the riser and I knew that. So it was like a jab because I knew it was small, but I was, when you buy something at first, you're convincing yourself, I don't need the riser. Like, it's cool because they didn't have them at the time. Well, they didn't have any in stock at least, but yeah, that was my first one.
Yeah. So that had to sour the experience at the beginning. You're like, dude, this looks like shit. You felt like RTG over there in your little chair, wheeling up to the thing. And you're like, dang. Did I get screwed?
Honestly, I wasn't like, the thing is I wasn't though. I was so hyped that there was like a replica Street Fighter that I didn't even care. I was like, whatever, Kim. Like I kind of like blew off like, psh, things fucking awesome.
When you put that on the riser, you probably felt better about yourself. You're like, okay, now I feel legit.
Well, the riser. All right, you guys all know you buy lots of products and stuff. You know how sometimes you buy the ones and you're like, oh man, you convince yourself that it's better. I did have to kind of convince myself that it wasn't that small, but yeah, once I got the riser, I was like, this is where it's at. The riser was where it's at.
The punch out glove, like when you bought that and you're like, oh, this is shit, but you got to tell yourself that it was good.
That was hard to convince myself. That was pretty rough back in the day.
How about you, Justin, with the Virtual Boy, right? You had to tell yourself that was a good product?
Yeah, I had the Virtual Boy for, I want to say, a good month or so. And then my mom told me the story. She's like, are you sure you should be playing that, Justin? I heard it gives you headaches. Does it give you headaches? And I was like, I think it does give me headaches. So I returned it and got, I don't know, a whole bunch of Super Nintendo games or something.
OTT, did you have a product that you bought? It was like, it sucked, but you told yourself that it was good?
Oh, the Atari VCS.
Oh, really?
Oh, man. Okay.
Nah, it's happened a lot, dude, with everything, dude. I've had products that I thought were great, and then I convinced myself, and they really weren't. But with the Arcade 1-Up, dude, I saw that Street Fighter when it came out. I was gonna pre-order it, but I decided not to. And I saw it at not a GameStop, but their store that they have in the mall, that geek store. I forgot what it's called. I can't think of the name.
Think Geek.
Yeah, Think Geek or and I saw how small it was. I was like, nah, I can't. But this is before the riser. I just remember seeing it there, and I was like, nah, it's too small.
Yeah.
Maddads, how about you? Did you have a product you were like, I think you thought it was good, but you were like, I don't know.
I mean, that's almost everything, man. You know what I mean? Like you think you want it, and then you're like, when you get it, you just like, you just look at it. You know what I mean? You just look at it and be like, man, I think I'm gonna, get rid of this, and then you end up keeping it and modding it, and that's what that's what got me into everything. You know what I mean? But those things, you know, just like the Street Fighter arcade 1-ups and stuff like that, I couldn't believe it though, man. I couldn't believe that there was actually, I could fit something in my house finally, you know, that I can actually play with my kids for like 2 seconds. Because then once they look at it, they're like, okay, back to Switch or, you know, PlayStation, something like that. But other than that, it was good, man. I really liked having them, and I collected them all because y'all know that already. But, you know, other than that, I had to, you get rid of stuff when you need to.
I feel like MOAT has gone through this a couple of times because he likes to buy some stuff. So MOAT.
What are you saying, sir?
I'm just saying.
What are you insinuating? See, big word, insinuate. What are you insinuating? I'm sorry, I'm not over that, bro.
We got 1 point for you, 1 point for me. We got to get OTG and Maddads to get a point. But what product did you buy? You was like, you fake loved it, and then you just realized. Recently, and not in general. I mean, we're not going to talk about that thing around over your shoulder.
Oh, okay. All right.
Something we can all relate to.
Good Lord, man. I guess well, damn. I guess I do buy a lot of crap. Sega Saturn. Yo, I bought that. I bought that for X-Men: Children of the Atom and Marvel vs. Street Fighter and whatever else. And I'm like, oh, dude, I'll play some Virtual Fighter on here. I'll play Mortal Kombat on here and whatever else. And literally, it collects dust. It's just one of those things I can point at, like, hey, I got one. Yeah, Sega Saturn. Yeah, like it's a good system, but bro, like I have a dream.
Wait, when did you buy it though?
Sorry.
Did you buy it in the 90s or like yesterday?
No, recently. Oh no. Like this had to be like months ago or something like that. Again, it's just one of those things that like collect dust. Like this dumb Batman and a Batmobile Funko Pop thing I bought from Walmart yesterday. Never gonna open it up, but it sits there because I like Batman. So
that's a collection though. I mean, I think all of us have that. We're like we finally have it. We finally have that thing we wanted as a kid, and then we're like, cool, it goes on the shelf.
Right. So I don't think there's anything I really bought that I just regret that I'm like.
He's a smart buyer. Is what
if I have it, it's there for
lying.
What fine. This freaking steering wheel for Gran Turismo. There, that thing right there. I bought that, and it doesn't get used.
No, but
released in the box.
I'm not talking about usage. I'm talking about you bought it and you was like, it's a piece of shit, but you told yourself that it's good, and then you realize, like, you know what? Okay, I'm lying to myself. This is a piece of shit.
We don't want to piss off anybody in the chat.
Hey, listen, if that's your truth, that's your truth. We can't.
Bro, how many did you go through? You went to like what? This is like your third? Yeah, I mean, this is like your third one or something.
My name is not Zohar. Zohar bought it 3 times. I bought it twice.
UAG, isn't yours like Simpsons? You returned that like a week later.
That's a good one.
To be honest with you, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's a good product, just not for me. Everybody has, a thing. But I will say,
I know the real story on that. It's fine.
But for me,
you got a good story, bro.
Hey, listen. We'll talk about that offline. But for me, it's similar to what my man Mo was saying. I always was the guy who bought the other system, like when the original Sega Master System.
Oh, you mean like everyone had an NES and you got a Master System and you're like, oh man, this sucks.
Non-conforming.
I was like, I suck. It sucks. It fucking sucks. And
although Golden Axe was good on the Master System, actually.
It was.
I think my first game was was First Blood on that one.
Oh yeah, the Rambo game. That was actually pretty popular at the time. Yeah.
Freaking, I think it was Hang On. I had those games, but I wanted to have like Mike Tyson Punch Out.
Bro, you didn't have Rocky?
Pissed that I had that.
You didn't get Rocky for it, bro?
I think I did eventually, but I was
all
roads
looking
lead
for a
back to
Master System.
Nintendo.
You can find me on Whatnot. I'm just kidding.
Okay, real quick. Ralph, bro, yo, listen, I'm happy. I literally was watching his first Whatnot thing because I'm like, yo, he's got an EverDrive. I'm like, okay, these things are like, 140, 160. I'm gonna get it. I see this mother thing go up to like 380, and I'm like,
do you know why?
Yeah,
they're made in the Ukraine.
Yeah.
So that I actually didn't know that going on when it was going, and I saw it going up. I was like, because when it passed 250, I was like, whoa, the people are paying, like, this is kind of getting crazy. Yeah. And then afterward, I was looking at the chat, and people were like, oh yeah, because The guy, because the
Chris
company's
is-
based out
I
of there.
was there.
Yeah.
I was there, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Right, bro, because I had my payment method set up and everything. I was like, all right, yeah, cool. Let's get it. And all of a sudden, within 5 seconds, it went from 0 to 100, and I'm like, yeah. So anyway,
it wouldn't be a
It's too much,
reunion
man.
without a console fanboy.
There we go.
super
That guy was
chat.
born on One Up Weekly.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to look over the. I feel like I have to look over the.
So you have to read it, Ralph, because it wouldn't be a reunion. Go ahead.
All right, $10 from Console Fanboy. If you ever walk into an arcade, you know that you never see more than one cab with the same height, width, or shape. This is why you need the XL. None of your cabs should be the same size as the next.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Deep thoughts
guess.
by
that's a Console Fanboy comment. Yeah.
I
He
think we
just
all
wants to
agree.
feel accepted.
Yeah, I think we all agree the variety in the cabinets is cool, right? I mean, I think at first we thought they were all neat because they all look the same. And then now with the variety, it looks more like a real arcade. I think we all agree with that, right?
So
Yeah.
we talked about the original, the OG, the Street Fighter that, my man modded, and you took a different approach. Like, okay, we have I forget what's his name again? The guy with the only the
ETA
hand.
Prime.
He said go
Nostalgia?
cheat.
ETA Prime.
He said, AKA this house. He said go cheat, go home. And then you said, nah, I'm gonna up it a notch. I'm gonna spend every dollar I have and make it awesome. Right?
Yeah,
So-
I mean, it was the way I look at it is those cabinets at the time. Like, I had been collecting arcade stuff for a long time, but I never put it in anything. Like, I have this closet down here just filled with arcade boards. Over the years, I would just buy them. Like, oh yeah, I want that and I want this. Like, I'll buy an X-Men or a TMNT. So then when that came out, I was like, well, this is kind of a cool opportunity to me, it was like a great, at $300, it was a great price to make it whatever you wanted, like do whatever you want to it. And it was kind of fun. And I think like anything, like any kind of home project or something, there's like this sense of accomplishment when you're done, right? You look back at it and you're like, man, I did that. Like, that's pretty cool. And I think that feeling is just as important as the like end product, because it's just like this feeling of like you did that yourself. I think Maddads would agree to that, right? Like, you get this very like euphoric, man, that's pretty awesome. Like, and then when other people see it and they replicate it or even improve upon what you did, it was really cool at the time because it was brand new and no one was really doing it. So it was just fun to see what people would come up with. That's funny, that comment.
Well, Maddads, he's you again, one of the original modders there, right? You did a lot of that because it was affordable, right?
Oh yeah, please.
And you went to a different means to get it even cheaper as well. Now we had to do that in a sense. It wasn't the best monitor. You had one speaker. You only had a limited games. We went to the next one. Let's go to the next iteration. It wasn't a big difference, but you got hyped when it came out there, Ralph. Yeah, when they got the version 2 where we got a better screen, and you and ConsleKits jumped on live and showed us the better screen there, and you guys got really hyped about it, and that became the norm after that we would get these BOE monitors.
Yeah, I mean, those monitors made a huge difference. And Justin was like all over that because that was like his thing, right? It was like, hey, there's actually problems with these monitors, and I still, Justin has the story where he was talking to John D. I'm convinced that they stumbled upon it by accident and they didn't do it intentionally. But I don't know, Justin, what do you think? I don't think they intentionally did it. I think they just went with someone and it happened to be a 4.3 monitor.
Right. I think they were willing to invest more money on the parts, right? So they're someone within Arcade 1UP or ThinkUp or somewhere along the business. They started reaching out to, you got to like, okay, we're going to sell 1 million in the next year. Like that was their roadmap at the time. We need to acquire 1 million, You know, so you go to some manufacturers and you're like, well, you only have 50,000 of that monitor. Who's got like the supply? And then they found one and they're like, okay, what are the specs? So LVDS is 4x3. Okay, let's adapt everything to that. And they didn't even realize that it's like, you made a great choice. Like it ended up being like when I was looking into that, it was like the original monitor, not only was the monitor bad, but they added all these chips that would make it compatible with that monitor, and they made a mistake with every chip. And then when they got it right, it's native 960p, which is basically the HD version of 4x3. It's like they nailed it. It's like Justin, on accident.
Real quick, you can't nerd out too much. This is not our
That's right. I said it's the HD version of 4x3. That was the watered down version.
I'll tell you, you were the original, the detective. You guys brought up a site where it's saying, well, this is how we know where they're going to be getting the monitors from, because this is all the monitors and this is the sizes that they came. So they're probably going to go to this manufacturer and start getting monitors from them. You guys remember doing that?
Yeah, that website's called Panel Look. You can see, and I remember because it's cool because it's like basically if you have a project or something and you're building something, you can go there and it'll say, here's the monitor and here's what it's good for. And come to find out, when you looked at the original monitors, they were like for medical devices. They were like medical monitors. And then the ones they bought later, gaming was was one of the criteria. It's good for gaming. So it was just, I truly do believe when they made those first rounds of games that they didn't know at all how it was going to be adopted. I think they had very, very basic market data, and then it ended up taking off. So they were like, holy crap, like this is legit now. Like we have a business potentially. So yeah.
I think they were mainly focused on it like not being DOA. A lot of customers Gen 1 were complaining about they plug it in and something was broken. So they just went with more reliable quality products. And the end result ended up being a lot better.
So real quick, and I want to hear from the panel as well. I'll start with
your constituents.
Ralph. Yeah, you guys always mention, Ralph, like you really thought that this would be a flash in the pan. It wouldn't last long, maybe a year or two of a fad. Now where we're at now. Justin, did you feel the same way as well? Did you feel that this was going to be a fad? I never heard from you in terms of that.
Yeah, so, I've been following retro gaming. I don't know, 2014 is when I kind of got back into it, and I remember having conversations with people around 2016, 2017 that retro was over. It was like, it was gaining in popularity. Analog had their NT wasn't even their NT Mini. It was like a reproduction NES that you'd salvaged parts, and I was like, oh, this is so great, And it was so much better than everything else that came out before. And we're like, yeah, retro's gonna die, and then it didn't. It just like the NES Classic came out, and just boom, 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 and then there's always this. It's just about to die, and it seems like it's still never gonna die.
Okay, so you guys, the panel. We'll start with MOAT. Did you think that this was going to be a flash in the pan, or that you knew that this is going to be a thing?
So, look, I was like, I got my Street Fighter. I was okay. I was cool, whatever, legitimately. And I was like, one day I was like, man, I wonder if any other ones are coming out because, I saw Galaga and I'm like, my daughter was like kind of into it. I'm like, Galaga. Okay, maybe, whatever. I was like, so I started doing some research, and then I happened to stumble upon ETA Prime's bad video, right? Let's just be real about what it is, right? It's a toy, blah, 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 right? But then you see him listen, and you see Ralph, and I'm like, oh, who's this dude? Then I watch the intro, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then he's like, talking, I'm like, oh, maybe. And then you start falling down that rabbit hole, and then Wave 2 had gotten announced, and it was just kind of like, oh, there's Pac-Man, oh, Mortal Kombat, oh, okay, cool. And I'm like, well, this can't last too much longer. And then look, like here we are now, and I think I bought like 15 cabinets and sold like 6 of them. So at the beginning, it was just kind of like, man, this is a nice price point, $300. Get some nostalgia. Feel like that kid who's got something in his background. Like I talked about this a little bit last night and try not to get emotional about it. But you know what I mean? And that was just kind of one of these things where it's like, damn, I'm paying $700 for these now. like we're getting to the point where it's just kind of like, man. But at the time, it was just kind of like, well, let's get it while it's here. Enjoy the ride. And now that we know that it's pretty much more established, now it's just kind of like, well, you don't want to be the guy that asks for too much because then you start wanting things that you want in real arcades. But
we're greedy. We'll keep asking. So it's just the way it is.
I mean, it's not
we're at the point where we're complaining about bullet holes on the side of the panels. You know, some people, you know, oh my God, it's been, it looks like it's been shot up. I need
to be fair, UAG. To be fair, no one wants to look at a blue arcade machine and see exposed screws when you can get screw caps for about $2.
That keeps everybody in business, man.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Let me see the side of your panel, your big blue panel.
Sir, that thing is in place. I'm not moving it right now. It's locked in.
Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. Nobody's seeing that shit. So keep it moving. So anyway,
I would ask where people are seeing yours, but yeah, it's not there anymore.
My big blue's right there, baby.
I'm not talking about your big blue, sir. I'm talking about the other things that you sacrificed to the void. You sold out.
And OTG, bro.
Yeah.
So you're relatively new to it, so you probably didn't, experience those.
I was actually gonna pre-order them, so I was looking at them for a while, dude. I didn't like them for the longest time because they were all cookie cutter, and I did not think they were gonna grow. Like once they started changing the shape of it, that's kind of when I started getting into. I was like, whoa, these things are starting to look like them. But yeah, right away, dude. Like I was looking at them and I was like, should I get that Street Fighter? I was looking like every day, dude, for months, and I just never could pull the trigger till they started changing. So yeah, I came into it way late. It's just I never wanted one of those in the beginning, but they've come a far way, man, for sure.
And you, sir, did you think that it was going to be a long haul? I mean, you were there from the beginning, Maddads. So you from here to now, did you think that it'd last this long?
Man, I thought it was going to keep going just like it is right now. The reason why is because I was happy as hell. As soon as I saw something like that arcade I could actually fit in my house, man, that was it. You know what I mean? That's just me. I was like, okay, getting that. Let me get Street Fighter. Oh, snap. They got Mortal Kombat, all this other stuff coming out. I was just so happy. Yeah. I was just happy I could fit it in the house, man, and actually have a full kind of like arcade in the house. And then, like I said, over time, it kind of, once you got a whole bunch, you're like, okay, which one do I want to play? Okay, now I'm kind of getting sick of Final Fight. Let me go over here. You know what I mean? So I'm like, and then, then the shape and they started changing stuff. That's what I liked about it. I'm not going to lie. I thought it wouldn't, if they would have stayed the same with the same, Gen 1 controls and stuff like that, I don't think they would have lasted. Like the monitors and stuff like that, it wouldn't have lasted that long. But, they updated the controls, which, I made videos of. I was just so happy that I could actually get an arcade in the house, man. I mean, just tell you
facts. Big facts.
Yeah, that's about it.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of like with Retro Ralph. I didn't think that it would last as long as it did because I didn't think that it was something that everybody wanted. But I think it was perfect timing. I think, you have COVID hit, people staying at home. Mm-hmm. Everything retro kind of like skyrocketed.
Insanely.
With that happening, right?
Yeah.
So
I didn't think it was going to be. Yeah, I didn't think it. I guess I should kind of, I don't know, rephrase that a little bit. But I didn't think retro. It wasn't like a retro gaming will die thing. I just thought these products. I kind of had at the time. I'm like big into. I think the thing that made like Justin and I the podcast unique is we were both like we both had tech jobs, so we thought we kind of dove into the company a lot at that time, and it was in its infancy. And I was like, this company's a toy company. Like I think, and they looked at all their products. I was like, Hatchimals. It was like all these fad products, and I just thought they're gonna dump as many of these as possible, make as much money as they can while they can, and then they're gonna be out. And I don't know. I kind of feel like the equalizer or the thing that really allowed them to be where they are now is that they had someone, we all know who that is, going out and acquiring licenses of games that that would just totally hit us in the face and go, man, I remember playing that. That was awesome. And that was the genius thing. It was acquire the right licenses and tug on the nostalgic heartstrings, and you're unstoppable at that point, really. I mean, they kind of did that really well, regardless of if the sticks are good or the buttons are good or whatever. If you looked at it and you're like, holy crap, that's Final Fight, I remember that game or whatever, they did that right, Well,
I think they have like the perfect formula, right? Go ahead, Justin.
Oh, I just have one phrase to say. Star Wars.
Well, we're gonna get into that right
moment
now.
they released Star Wars, it was like, what? Wait, what?
we're gonna go to the greatest hits right now because I wanted to
subscribe to RK1UP news thing. Yep, that's it.
I wanted to talk to you about you and Ralph's favorite cabinets. I know this one is yours, and I know that there was a crazy guy here. This was when it started getting expensive, and he still wanted to put expensive shit in it, like a expensive joystick, right?
Hey, I said that was stupid in the video, and I said this is dumb because the yoke was as expensive as the cabinet. It was stupid, but yeah, just
now. So, I think Ralph, you were there at E3 with the reveal, right? Which added a lot of that was one of their best. They kept the leak under control.
They did.
Even with it visibly there with a cloak over it, and it wasn't till it was pulled down did we really know what it was going to be. I think there was rumors that it was a Star Wars, but maybe a cocktail Star Wars. And then someone said a head-to-head. Remember that, Ralph?
Yeah. It was weird because it was on kind of like it was on like a pedestal, so it was really tough to tell actually what it even was. And then, when they pulled it down, but they had it up because it was running like MAME. It was running like a Windows PC with MAME. Like it wasn't their stuff yet. And it was just running the game in like a loop kind of thing. Like nothing was actually functional. So it was kind of like, damn, they're showing off something they basically haven't even finished yet. It was just the cabinet, really. But because the yoke they were using was even the arcade yoke. It wasn't even the one they made. So that is one of their better cabinets. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, as you guys know. But this is actually done really well, this one.
So this question is for Justin. When you got this cabinet and you saw it and you had it in your home, I know you're a big Star Wars fan, but did you feel like there's nothing, this is the top of the mountain for them? I don't think they could do anything better than this. This is it.
I don't know if that was the thought exactly that I had. I did think that this is a huge leap, is what I thought. When I actually got it and played it, it was the stand-up version. I'm playing the yoke, and I'm like surprised on how good the yoke felt. It wasn't perfect, but it was like 95% good enough. You know what I mean? It was like you could complain about that last 5% if you wanted to, but I was like trying to find, literally when I was getting ready to do the review video, I was trying to find like something to say how it's horrible, and there was like nothing there. It was like you maybe you hate the game. Okay, if you hate the game, then it sucks. But
that's one thing that even the people, like, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, but I can look at this cabinet and be like, it looks awesome. It looks good. It looks like it's top tier. A lot of people will have to admit to that. Like, dude, it's really awesome. And again, since we're talking about the greatest hits, right?
I got to tell you something really quick that has to do with Star Wars before we get there. I have to. It's a quick. I swear to God. So, this was like later when I was selling off some of my one-ups. There's this guy locally, and he's like, "Hey, I'm a big Star Wars the arcade fan, and I want one of these, but I don't know anything about these one-ups. And like, come down to my storage unit and check it out." I've never seen someone play an arcade game like he did. He practically lifted the whole machine up from the yoke, but it still worked after. He was like, have you ever seen, like, that little kid, the meme where he's playing he's playing like a fighting game and he's dancing all around? He was like taking the yoke and he was like, I've never seen anybody like jerk things. I was like, dude, the
only person that plays like that I know of is OTG and Turbo Joe. They abuse those machines. I don't know what they're doing there. But like literally in an event that we was playing, OTG ripped off the knob off the machine. We were playing in a tournament. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Like,
dude, he's lying. Don't believe him.
I want to see
that happen. Did the knob fall off when you were playing?
Dude, while I was playing steps, yes, but that's different because I was messing with it, modding it. I forgot to use a flathead or the not the flathead, but my pliers to tighten it, dude. That's all it was, man. All right, you beat them. Everyone here knows that you beat those sticks.
All right, who here when they were a kid and they're playing Super Mario Brothers or Sonic on a Nintendo Sega, when you go to jump, were you the type of person that would go like this to try to get higher?
That was so like
Ralph.
Every old person that I know when they would play like Mario, would jump with the controller, like literally.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you're not moving anymore. But
This guy was like putting it into like a full Nelson. I don't even know what he was doing. He was doing crazy stuff with it. It was like, I was like, man, I go, hey, if you buy this, we might want to screw the cabinet into the riser. Like, I never screwed the cabinet into the riser, but for him, I'm like,
you buying this, this, using this machine, you buying this.
Yep.
You break it, you pay for it. That's it. So, like I said, we were doing the greatest hits. This would be considered yours, right, Ralph? You boy.
That was one of my favorite ones because I was super Sega fanboy growing up. Like, the Genesis was my jam. I loved Golden Axe. That was like one of the, I can't remember. I mean, it wasn't a launch title, but Altered Beast and Golden Axe, and like those are games I really loved playing. Shinobi. So this, I don't know, this cabinet shocked me because when Justin and I were at CS, I actually, like, we didn't expect to see this, and it was right there, and I was like, damn, this is actually really cool.
Right.
And I think it was missing a game though, like from the, I can't remember. I think the prototype that was on the floor was missing like Wrestle War or one of the games was not there, right?
Yeah, and then I think this thing was nearly perfect, right? But the only thing they messed up on was like the position, right? Like you first player, second player, third player. Yeah, it's like you kind of always had to be on the left for the games that were not multiplayer, and
but this
but
one
they kind of always
scan
messed
lines
that
were
up.
good. Yeah. I didn't really think of that as a huge issue. It's interesting because like, I know you guys a lot of you guys do the review videos, and like at the I used to really not like review videos because sometimes I would be like, that's not a big deal. I'm not even going to mention it. And then
But
people would.
That's
I know,
your
but
style, so that's okay.
I know, but it was weird because then you were like attacked for the one thing as if you purposely didn't disclose that thing. And I was like, honestly, I didn't really think that was a big deal. So I didn't even bring it up.
I know a person who used to get really upset about that. His name, well, we'll say his name is Lex. Lex would get totally mad if you did a review and you didn't point out the one tiny thing, then you're a show. But
you want to know the biggest one? And I don't know if you're going to bring up this cabinet, was the fact that I got totally murdered for this. And I did know.
Burger Time.
Yeah, Burger Time. I'm like, bro, everyone plays it with the 8-way. It does stick. But all of a sudden it was weird because at the time it was like, it was okay that Burger Time on the @games had an 8-way gate, but it wasn't okay that it was on Arcade 1-Up. I was like, why the double standard? Like, okay, if you're going to hate it over here, then hate that one too. It was weird, but it was, I got so flustered because of that. I was like, I lost my, it was when I used to just attack. I lost my shit. I was like,
surprised everyone like saying that's a multi-cade, man. That's not the regular arcade. You know how they do that with the @games. So
but anyway,
the common denominator between your two, special cabinets, they're both Code Mystics, and usually, if you were looking at a list per se, the top ones like NBA Jam, this, that, and now people are saying Killer Instinct. Minus a few bugs at the beginning, it's considered some of the best cabinets, right?
Yeah. I mean, we were always like, man, they do. I don't know. Like, I remember back then, like Justin and I was having these conversations, being like, dude, the Code Mystics just like nails it. Like every time they did, at least like this, you knew that the software was going to be on point if they did it, and if it wasn't, they're very like proactive. You can tell. Well, that, and you can tell that their reputation is very important to them because they take that information right away. And as long as someone's paying them to fix it, they're going to fix it, Right.
Yeah. So they're like, hey, we're going to build this Star Wars. So let us work on it for like a year. But let's reach out to Todd Tucky and get a real one, a real full-size Star Wars. Because if we're going to do Star Wars, let's do it right. They send it to Code Mystics, and the in-game menu settings where you can change everything is a reproduction of the screen for the arcade owner to adjust things on the real cabinet. That's the level of detail Code Mystics did on that Star Wars cabinet. I mean, it's just really. And
then I don't know if you guys remember, there was the other thing too that was sort of like there were people complaining about their. I think it's when you get shot, the flashing. The flashing was actually like, it's how the real arcade worked, but the MAME. So whoever did the development work in MAME didn't have it right. So people were like, the arcade 1-up one is messed up. It's like, no, actually, the arcade 1-up one is accurate. It was crazy. Like that was kind of cool because that's when I think we first saw that they have that. Hey, maybe they do care a little bit more about this attention to detail, and maybe they do care about getting things as authentic as they can, even though despite the shell not being 100% authentic. Yeah,
right.
It's kind of cool.
So, panel, since we know their greatest hits, what would you say? We'll start with OTG. What's your favorite cabinet of Arcade 1-Up so far?
Killer Instinct at the moment. Killer Instinct has become my favorite, and Big Blue was, but it's stepping down for sure due to the updates that they last put out. But I think some of the stuff is fixed. But right now it's Killer Instinct.
Okay. And how about you, Maddads? Are you gonna say the same shit? Because I know you
probably. Mine was Mortal Kombat, man. That was like my game, back in the day. So that was my main cabinet. And then, Killer Instinct has always been there. I basically have that on all my videos. So
will it flip with when the new Mortal Kombat comes out?
Well, it'd be Mortal Kombat and Killer Instinct. There you go. I don't know if I'm gonna touch Big Blue or not. I don't know. Just saying.
How about you, Mo? What's your favorite cab?
Gameplay wise, Killer Instinct. Stylistically, I'm a fan of the Marvel superheroes in the original TMNT cabinet that they put out. You know what I mean? Like, because it's all one thing, but as a whole package, Killer Instinct, like hands down. Sorry, Big Blue. Sorry, bro.
I mean, if I had some nostalgia for Killer Instinct, I could see why that would be. But I mean, other than the soundtrack, and I could just put a CD in. But for me,
you still using CD? Wait. You still using CDs in 2022?
I do.
You got a 6-disc changer under that desk, bro?
I got a 6-disc. I got the Iowa 6-disc changer.
You get that.
Hey, we know the reason, UAG. Tell the truth. You just suck at the game, man. I got to admit
that might help as well. I mean, if you're not good at a game, why would you love the game?
I'm just kidding, UAG.
You're not wait, but you can suck at a game and like a game, bro. Like there are plenty of people that suck at Super Mario Brothers, bro, but they still love it.
Like, again, you have nostalgia.
I suck at Killer Instinct, but I like it.
Yeah, I suck at it too.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
So it's a combination. If you suck at the game and you have no nostalgia for it, like why but for me, it's still Big Blue. Though I haven't played it as much.
I bet there are people that bought Killer Instinct just for the intro song.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. That because it still hits differently. Like when you remember going to the arcade and hearing that sound, like, dude, boom.
Yeah, and it was intentionally set loud, so it was like, if you were in the arcade, you always heard it. If you're like in the circle of Street Fighter machines, it's like the Killer Instinct one was louder than that. It was cool. Yeah, I don't know.
It was always the elephants, right? And in Street Fighter, but now the elephants got drowned out by that boom.
It was over with.
And they were smart with this release because even if you leave it at the splash screen before you even load into the game, it's just playing the Killer Instinct theme, bro. Like it's
And what I did, I ended up upgrading the speakers and putting an amp in a sub just to hear the sound. The sound's amazing.
Blast, real quick. I see your comment, bro. I would bring up Marvel vs. Capcom, but come on, man. Every thing can't be Marvel. I mean, it's great. it can't be Marvel everything, bro. Like KI is legit. Not to rip off Papa Brad or anything like that, but
Papa Brad has a trademark on legit.
Right.
So how much you want to make a bet that OTG buys the Pro Series one?
Oh, it's over with.
I'll put money on it.
I got a solid George Washington on it.
He's going to buy it and then return it to Walmart.
One day he's gonna be all unhooking his subwoofer, moving it over to the other cabinet. Should have bought it. Should have waited.
If you have to answer right now, OTG, are you getting it?
It depends on the.
Okay, I think he's speaking in code.
Yeah.
So what he's saying is, no, man, I don't really like it. I don't think I'm gonna end up getting the Pro line.
Yeah. Exactly.
You muted, so I had to fill in for you.
All right.
Go ahead. Say it again. We can hear you now.
You are getting it.
Yeah. Probably. I'm probably gonna get it. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. You see, I went to that convention this past weekend and I played the real thing, and I'm like, man, I want something that's more like it. So yeah,
$3,500.
Dude, the one thing I know,
$3,500.
seriously, the Killer Instincts are getting crazy. Like, I still haven't finished mine, but they're going for a lot. The unfortunate thing about Killer Instinct, the real one, is that the midway cabinets are the heaviest and biggest ones there is. Right. So it's like they're not easy to move around. Like I tend to love midway stuff, and so like my whole garage, it's like my back hurts after moving games around. So they're not easy to move.
This is a tough one, Jason. You said earlier, right, that you got the pinball bug at your little trip, right? But now also you said you played the KI, and now you're all like, it's tough, dude. When you're like, no,
KI's too expensive though right now, man. It's like I would never buy one now at the current prices. The Pro makes a lot of sense, actually.
It's close enough where you feel like you're getting, more authentic.
Oh, I thought it froze up.
But I just hope the Pro is good. Like, we're all assuming that the Pro is good, Like, if the Pro is good, looks wise, it looks like it would be something that people would want.
Yeah, put the features in there.
They snuck in features. Yeah, they snuck in extra features too, like the HDMI out, the speakers and everything else. Yeah, they snuck stuff in there, like just so OTG can buy it, so UAG can buy his hand-me-downs. So you know what I mean? Like,
there you go.
That's I'm not buying that, baby. You can keep that. I don't give up.
Bro, I know you're not still waiting on the peasant version.
I'm not gonna get it. I'm good enough with the Xbox.
Oh, very good.
Okay. Xbox. I'm good. But so I wanted to transition to the Big Blue, and you guys both, the weekly one-up weekly, right? You both guys got this unit, so you can attest to that. Like, when you got it, did you notice the difference between, again, from going from the first generation to this? Was it a vast, like, wow, look at what they've done?
Justin, you want to go?
Yeah, I don't think it was, for me, a leap like Star Wars. If you go from if you ignore Star Wars and you just say Street Fighter 2018 and then Street Fighter 2021, that's a big difference. Like, the monitor's better, the sticks are better. You got a deck protector. It's bigger. It's got the riser. It's like extra tall. But we've been progressing to this point, right? So when you went to Big Blue, I think it was like, well, do you want a Big Blue, right? Like, do you want that style? And if you do, then you do. I wasn't really impressed. I never did a review video on the Big Blue, but I wasn't really impressed with the UI. It didn't invite me in to select different games. There's this weird lag in the game selection screen that just irritates me to the point where I have this thing with the Legends, where the Legends pinball, like, it irritates me every single time I turn it on. But once I get into the game, it's fine. But then I got to be really committed to play that game, because I do not want to back out and find a different pinball game, because the UI irritates me so bad. And I kind of feel like that way on Street Fighter Big Blue. Honestly, I think I'm gonna sell it because it irritates me so much.
That hurts my soul, but I can understand. I can understand, because I'll say this, for me personally, I think that that cabinet had the best variety in terms of games lineup.
I'm sorry, bro. The Capcom Legacy lineup was better. The lineup on Capcom Legacy was way better, bro.
I wish the Capcom Legacy was in the Big Blue.
Yeah, man, that's a way better lineup, bro.
Blue,
you got to get a reason why to have the new Capcom Legacy, right?
Right, or the Pro.
You know, One Up is gonna come out with a Capcom Legacy, and they got to give you a different variety to give you. You're gonna have both. You got to be Michael B. You got to get both of them. So they got to give you a different lineup. So what games is missing from Big Blue? Well,
Final Fight.
Think about Final Fight coming back.
Ghosts and Goblins. Strider. Pretty much everything that was on the Final Fight cabinet.
1944.
Having Final Fight would have been really cool to be able to play Final Fight online. That would have been really fun, actually.
Yep, absolutely.
I feel like my take's a little bit different on Big Blue. I think Big Blue was All right, I know I'm not like the best fighting game guy, but Street Fighter's been a game that I buy all anything that's Street Fighter, I'll buy it.
Yeah,
like if it's a Street Fighter 2 thing, I'll buy 10 Street Fighter 2 things, even though I can play the game a million ways. That crap Capcom fight stick, everything. I don't care, I'll buy it. If it's Street Fighter. But like this was an interesting because it was the first time we actually saw them do like a legit Wi-Fi like for fighting games that was solid, and I felt like the interface was good. It followed kind of fight game community guidelines as far as like the spectator mode and showing the scores and everything as far as who's winning. I thought it was well implemented. The thing I kind of don't get from them is like you made the XL later, but imagine if Big Blue was an XL. I think it would have been that much better because it should be an XL. It kind of is like it's like before the XL. So that's the stuff that messes with me with 1UP. It's like later on as they start to innovate, they don't seem to be following a roadmap that makes sense to us sometimes. Because they're like just doing things and you're like, oh wow, the Shaq thing. Oh wait, there's a Golden TXL now. But it seems like Big Blue would have been a perfect XL, but
perfect. But what if those two titles, the Golden T and the NBA Jet, what if those were to just say, are these good? Will people buy them? Test.
Oh, I think that's what they are for sure. I agree. I think that's what they are. But
and what if they said perfect because Big Blue is a big, Street Fighter is a big IP for them. They're thinking, why don't we do something like a pro cabinet for them? Why I think XL is going to be for their value brands, right?
Yeah, I haven't been following it close enough to know what's going on. I just see it as it looks like confusion to me, but maybe because I'm not following it as closely, it makes sense. Like maybe you could tell me why they have all these and it will make sense, but to me it seemed a little bit it just seemed like a little bit like all over the place.
So here's where I think ignore the cabinets for a second. Just think of the coin door. Okay? So here's what happened. So there's a big meeting at Arcade 1UP, and they're like, this is what the community wants. The community wants coin doors. And one person's like, I have an idea. Let's make it a sticker. Another guy is like, no, we're going to make this molded coin door. And the sticker guys, my idea will cost us $5. And the molded coin door guy is like, my idea will cost us $50. Like, okay, let's start with the sticker and see how the community reacts. People are like, the sticker is kind of cool. And then they're like, let's test out on one cabinet the coin door mold. Everybody loves the coin door mold. Mm-hmm. And then they came back in the meeting. They're like, everybody's flipping out and saying the coin door mold is amazing. Unanimously at that meeting, they said every new cabinet's now going to get a molded coin door. Okay, so that's, I believe, a real event that took place. Now apply that same idea to XL to Pro. It's all them testing, going what works, and it's a team of people arguing of who's going to be right. And we're always right. It's the audience that says we love it, we hate it, right? And then they go forward.
Yeah,
almost sound like the risers when they said they were going to have the risers with every cabinet.
Well, yeah, I mean it's just kind of like we're their focus group. You know what I mean? All the content creators and everybody who makes content about Arcade 1UP at the time, whatever. We're just giving them the feedback that they think that the average person wants.
Or not necessarily content creators. It could be that, but it can also be how many did they sell? You know what I mean?
Well, you got to think. Ralph sold how many freaking Arcade 1UPs over the line, dude? I hope you got a check.
100K maybe?
No check. I did get a couple free ones, and that was really cool. Like that was really neat. Like being in that like kind of group of people that had just started out with this brand. It was kind of cool to see that, but it was always like weird, right? It was like David McIntosh would be like, yeah, bud, we're totally gonna get you one, and then like you don't hear from him, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I guess that's not happening, and then like the doorbell rings and there's a burger time. I'm all okay. Like it wasn't. They were very unorganized in the beginning, and I can't speak to how they are now, but as far as like the back end stuff, like working with content creators and stuff, it was so unorganized before. It was just like you were lucky if David wrote you back, and I love David. He's a really nice guy actually, but I think maybe their whole world was super chaotic, really small company, not a lot of people. And he's just like, yeah, I don't know who this freaking Retro Ralph dude is.
David,
like, yeah, cool.
Is David the same guy that you played on At Games?
At Games Legend Ultimate.
Yeah, so at E3, the year that they announced TMNT and showed TMNT and then the Star Wars, David was up. So At Games didn't purchase floor space time at E3, so you had to go off site, and it was like in a hotel.
Sketchy hotel room.
It wasn't sketchy. It wasn't sketchy.
It looks
like,
kind of sketchy to me. It looks like you were trying to buy you a drink or something.
Bro, what you say? The casting couch in the back somewhere?
I swear it wasn't sketchy.
And then he's like this. We're gonna play these games on this stick. Don't tell nobody.
Dude, everything related to that game is sketchy. What are you talking about?
That was probably the only time it wasn't sketchy. I literally didn't think it was sketchy, but yeah, I went up there and David was up there, and I knew David from it was weird because he didn't work for Arcade 1UP. He worked for ChisCom, which was the marketing firm that 1UP used. So I was like, oh, this is weird, and of course it was interesting because off camera he was selling me basically on why Arcade 1UP sucked and why I want this acting thing. I mean, he was like, dude, this is the legit, this is the real deal. Like, look at these sticks. Like, he was totally.
It's just a job, right?
Can I ask you a question?
That's his job.
So afterwards, did you?
I didn't fault him for it.
When he switched over, did you ever like this? So what happened with that, man?
I never did. You know what? Here's one thing. David McIntosh is a younger guy, but he's very professional. Like, he would not talk bad about. If you asked him, he'd be like, you know what? I just don't want to really talk about that. Like, he's not gonna.
No, not
which I do respect that he's that way.
What did you ever ask him like, oh, so I thought that they were bad. What happened? Now you're with 1UP. I thought that's what.
I never did, but it's probably because I had that bad. Everyone knows I just had that bad experience with that game, so it kind of tainted it for me forever. So I was kind of excited to see David back at 1UP. To be honest, I was like, this is cool because
Yeah, John's in the chat. This is what I heard at the time. Straight up, ChisCom was let go as their contract ended.
I didn't say he got fired.
No, someone in the chat said he got fired from At Games.
Oh, okay.
And then they recognized him as a very hard worker. And we all know that the relationship with the content creators could be, but he's so busy working on things behind the scene. We get it. And so they poached him, right?
Yeah, but I mean, he was. I do want to, and I'm not doing this just because John's there. I've said this on a million shows, but I do think if I look, and I know that there's always these rumors that say that 1UP was trying to well, I know there's a whole stupid thing. I'm not even going to bring it up because I think it's dumb, but they never dictated anything. As a matter of fact, it was almost like the shit would just show up and no one even said hey man, make sure you get that review. And it was like, did you guys send this? And 5 days later, Dave's like, I think you might be getting something soon. I'm like, all right. And I would do the video, but no one ever said, and I don't think they still do to this day. It was just say it how you want to say it, whatever you want, do it. And,
and I bet if you never made a video, you never would have got pressured to be like, hey, we sent you a cab, where's your video?
They would have.
They wouldn't care.
I don't.
So
David would have been send another one.
To speak to what you're saying, Retro Ralph, you got to say that 1UP really was kind of ballsy. They gave a 1UP to Twisted Chris, who didn't actually put Arcade 1UP in the best light in the past, right? He destroyed a Pac-Man on one of his most.
Yeah, that was slightly aggressive. I was like, he seems pretty angry in this video. I don't know what's going on, but
the fact that they gave, I think they're just saying listen, we give it to you. You say what you want, and whether it's good or bad or indifferent. So that you gotta give them credit for that. But we're gonna get to the I think the real meat and potatoes of this is okay, we're here right now where we got pro lines that haven't officially come out yet. We got freaking XL cabinets. We need to move forward. What is the next step for Arcade 1UP? So what I propose is let's ask the question to the man, the real guy. Let's ask Scott Baccarat. Scott.
All right, guys, I am here to give you the list of arcade games. You guys are so special to me, the weekly retro party, that I'm here to give you the full 2022 list. Okay, here we go. Custer's Revenge is the next cabinet coming out. Then we got Action 52. We're doing Mortal Kombat.
Action 52.
Mortal Kombat Special Forces. And we're doing a wrestling game finally. The Simpsons wrestling is coming. And I know you guys been wanting Batman. So we're doing Batman Dark Tomorrow.
Scott, what?
And I know you guys really want Marvel versus Konami. But so
I'm glad, baby. I'm glad that you're happy.
we're going to do Marvel versus Konami 2.
What the hell?
Are you still thirsty,
wow.
bro?
You know, oh wow, that's really creepy, Scott.
Spit all over my cabinet.
Custer's Revenge, Action 52, Mortal Kombat Special Forces, The Simpsons Wrestling, and probably Leisure Suit Larry, finally.
Finally.
Oh wow,
Finally.
this is just really.
Does
Scott,
the Action 52 cart? That's crazy. Does the arcade Action 52? Does that come with the authentic NES cartridge as well? Do we get a collector of that?
We tried. We called Nintendo, but they won't call us back.
I got a question for Scott. All right. Custer's Revenge is very controversial. That can't be sold in stores, right? How are you guys going to sell that one?
Direct to consumer, arcade1up.com. www.arcade1up.com /
Now we all know the story behind Custer's Revenge.
Backslash what?
/ Retro Ralph.
Maybe you can't do the double back. That doesn't even work, Scott. Like, what are you doing with your lips?
So wait a minute. So we all know Custer's Revenge. That's kind of a racy title. Is this going to be the first mature arcade one-up product that we get on the lineup?
Yeah, but it doesn't have a lot of pixels, so it's okay.
But it has the pixels that count.
Yeah, and it comes with scan lines too.
Excellent. They're going to be dark.
Sweet.
They're going to be dark scan lines. So they're going to be legit scan lines.
Code Mystics is on it.
Oh, then we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Let me know if you guys have any questions just for this brief moment, because I don't think John D is watching. So I'll tell you what's really happening.
Oh, okay. So Blitz, is that when that title comes out? Is it going to be NFL Blitz? Is it going to be watered down? What do you think? Tell us.
It's why I'm licking my lips so much.
And
We're out of water. We had to use all the water in this cup to water down NFL Blitz. It's so watered down you may not even recognize it. But we got the NFL logo and it's coming out this fall. Yep.
Okay.
I'm
Ralph,
sorry. I'm
Go ahead.
What?
I know you have a question for Mr. Scott. You haven't spoken to him in a while because you jumped ship. You went hardcore arcade machines.
Yeah, we ain't sending you any more cabinets, Ralph. None for you.
Well, I remember, Scott, you beat me at Karate Champ, and you said to me, you looked me dead in the eye and said, "I don't remember. I'll always remember what you said." And so, like from that point, I always felt like I had to, walk on eggshells. I want to make sure I'm keeping you happy too. But yeah,
Right,
I remember that. I don't forget anything.
All right, I got a question for Scott. Like the way the Killer Instinct, we got the 3/4 scale, and then it's going to be summer or whenever till we get the Pro. Now that we're going to have that Mortal Kombat, are you guys going to do the same thing? Is that y'all's plan, like trying to make us buy twice? Or I'm trying to understand why you guys don't come out with them at the same time, the Pro and the 3/4.
Okay, so we did KI, and we wanted to let everyone know that a Pro was coming. And that would give us the ability to look at the data and figure out how many people ordered, how many people canceled their order, how many people hit that notify button. And that would help us gauge if more people want the Pro. So it really is case-by-case basis. So as new cabinets come out, if we can design them both at the same time, which we will, from when we're working with the companies to build the emulation, they're going to make sure it has drivers for both sets of monitors. It's totally going to work. But we may not release it at the same time because they're handled by different manufacturers.
Yes, Brother Man is awake.
Scott, I got a question for you, buddy. How are you handling this whole, people are kind of upset because, that the KI, like the Pro Series, kind of got announced, and then some of them already ordered the other ones. Like, how are you gonna make sure you don't, that doesn't happen in the future? You guys like on top of that, or?
Well, we just needed to do it that one time to figure out whether or not we should invest the money on the Pro, because we did that for Dragon's Lair. We analyzed how many people even cared, and that's why we canceled Space Ace, because no one cares about Space Ace.
No one cares about that.
Why is Dragon's Lair in an arcade cabinet with a riser and not in a XL format?
Well, to be completely honest, we came up with the idea for Dragon's Lair before we had the idea of not having a riser.
So no one's able to pivot. He's on point tonight, right?
I know.
So no one's able to pivot and be like, hey, let's switch this back another 6 months and put this in the XL format.
Well, we decided to pull it back a little bit, and we have not yet revealed why yet.
All right. So for the Mortal Kombat, are you going to have Pacina on the XL or what? That's what I need to know.
Okay, we can't really talk about Pacina, but there were, let's just say, a lot of effort made to make things that are impossible possible, and it's not over yet.
Ooh, okay, I like that. So I know you're limited in time. You're trying to run a company, so I appreciate you. We're gonna go around the panel, so thank you so much. All right. Well, you got a question for
one quick one. What was the inspiration for the CouchCade? Was it just extra stock of cushions and the board, or where did that come from?
You got to understand that our partners and publishers that create the games that we enable for them to bring into retailer, they have ideas too, and we want to respect their ideas. Sometimes they've made partnerships with those retailers to be able to bring it to the masses, and they have the great investments in these projects, and they are partners, and they help fund our company. So, of course, we're going to pursue those ideas and see them through and market them the best they can. And keep in mind, the sales of those CouchCades and Pac-Man are also being used to fund some of the projects that you guys desperately want in the future.
Okay, so Scott, that was a crazy answer, but Scott, I got to ask you, the last time I talked to you, you were wicked hyped up on Babycade. I mean, everything I'd say, you'd just say Babycade. You would literally answer everything with Babycade. You didn't even
Babycade.
Yeah, so I'm wondering, is there anything, like, what's life after Babycade? Is there going to be a toddler-cade? Like, what are you guys doing? Are you going to move up as, like, the kid gets older? How are you going to...
Absolutely. So, internally, we have a project that's called Pac-Man at all sizes. So, the Babycade is, by the way, Babycade is not the smallest size. We have more Pac-Mans coming out that are even smaller. For example, we're going to have one called the CollectorCade. The CollectorCade is not to directly compete with like companies like Numbskull who do like a quarter scale, but it is going to be a fractional scale, and that's what it's all about. Pac-Man at every fraction.
So what are you guys going to call that? The CollectorCade? That's what that is?
The CollectorCade is going to be something that we were going with Deskcade because the entire thing is you're going to give us $100 for something that you put on your desk. So Deskcade, but like Collector has a little better ring on it, and then when you buy it, you think you're a collector, so you feel good.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's the angle you're going at. Okay.
Yeah, CollectorCade.
Oh, I want to know something real quick. And this is like one of those things I don't know how you're going to react to this. How do you feel about that guy B Kong modding the Babycade?
Listen. We've said this from the beginning. If you want to buy the cabinet and mod it in any way you want, and it doesn't harm anybody, you can do whatever you want. We see the community do that all the time. He put a light up marquee on a Babycade. Like, what baby's not gonna like that? They're gonna like wake up at 2:00 in the morning and be like, "Mommy, I need something." And then they see the light from the Babycade. I don't need mommy now. I'll just play my Pac-Man.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, Scott. Okay. Well, you've got all the bases covered, Scott. Very insightful as usual.
Scott, you always got to sit at the table. So anytime you're thirsty, come through. We'll bring some bottles of water for you.
Okay, a lot of stuff is coming out Christmas time. Just wait for it. Buy the CollectorCade and the CouchCade. Basically, anything that has the word "cade" at the end, you have to buy it.
All right, awesome.
Appreciate you.
Cool, Scott.
We'll talk to you later, Scotty.
Wow,
Scott's background looks like it smells like adolescence, teenage broken dreams, and freaking bad freaking Axe body spray, bro.
Well, now that
that was a
we
treat,
spoke
man.
to Scott, I'm going to bring Justin on because I want to ask you two guys first. Where do they need to go now? Like RK1UP. Like, I think, and me and Ralph was talking offline, and this what's brought this whole episode is where do they need to go now? Like, you basically brought all our dreams in here, especially with the rumors, if they're true, if those come out, it's pretty much, we've hit a lot of, or if not almost everything. They need to start being a little bit more innovative, I think, at this point. Like, turn the page, like do things that we wouldn't expect from them, right? And this came about when you did this recent video of the grid. Like, how awesome would the grid be if it came on RK1UP and they made something that wasn't popular at the day that when it went its inception, make it popular now? Like, if you look at the grid, it's basically Fortnite. So you would have kids, adults of all ages playing this game. I think it would be really hot. It would be awesome. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've done so basically I think they've, if you look at we don't have the numbers, right? I can't like ask John or ask Scott, tell me exactly how many you've sold of this particular game. But I'd be willing to bet they've sold more of those, like of a title, than actually when it actually was released in the arcade. So they're selling higher quantities of these games for your house than ever were sold in an arcade before. So I think they've built this fan base, and I don't know, maybe this is just a crazy idea on my part, but I think it would be really cool for them to take a title that, because there were a lot of late arcade titles like in the 2000s, early 2000s, which were good games, but we wouldn't be nostalgic. We wouldn't be nostalgic for them because most likely we were doing other things and we weren't in the arcade at that time. So what if they could take a game that has a really cool idea, online play is a key element to it, and then we build hype around it and build a community for it, and we make it more popular now than it was then? Like, that would be next level. And I do think they could probably do something like that. Like, it would be a risk. It'd be a financial risk. But I think at this point they've made so much goddamn money off Pac-Man that they could probably risk some stuff. I don't know. Like, maybe that's crazy, but there are titles. I want to back up a little bit. There are titles still that are in that like top 100 list that they, or 50, whatever you want to call it, that they can still do. There's a lot that they could still do, but I think it'd be neat to see them take some risks and do some things where they're like, hey, this is a good game, but the masses didn't necessarily get to experience it,
I think that now they have like that name recognition that they can push that. They can push that. I think, people know what RK1UP is now. I mean, again, there's still a lot that don't, but if you are in the home arcade or if you're into retro gaming, I mean, you start seeing it on Price is Right. And the brand is getting out there. So it would be awesome if they could do something like that. And, they've done stuff like Kickstarters, like for, the Infinity Table. They can go that route to kind of
and that thing
gauge
killed
their
it.
interest.
Yeah, I mean, that thing killed it from a Kickstarter perspective. That was like an ultra successful Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So
I think RK1UP will be successful if they continue to focus on things that you can't really get anywhere else. And I think one of the struggles they have right now is they got a couple Nickelodeon TMNT cabs and a kind of like a better way to play all those games is coming at the end of the year on Switch, PlayStation. So those are beat 'em up games that translate really well to consoles, right? Like, you're talking about like the six of us, could go play cross-platform, a 4-player, I guess not all six of us could, right? But a 4-player arcade with controls, like, sign me up. Like, that sounds good. that very specific cabinet, I think, is going to have struggle when there's a direct competition, like right on platforms. But are you going to be able to play some of the other games that they have, like just on a console? You know, like that's actually why I bought Golden Tee. It's like that doesn't really translate to like it's got a unique control. It's got a spinner on it, and that's why I think I want to get the CouchCade from the Atari. It's gonna have a spinner and a trackball on it. Your friends come over. It's like playing Pac-Man is okay, but like playing a game that has unique controls on it, I think is more exciting. And I'm sure there's many other examples, but if they focus on something that's just extremely unique and distinct and something that no one else can touch, like that's people are gonna buy it.
OTG. What do you think that Arcade 1-Up needs to do? Do you think that their formula is good, or do you think that they need to?
I think just keep moving the way they are, man. Everything's getting better within time. I think to go forward, they're doing a good job at getting the games. Me personally, I'm just looking at the different arcades going the Pro line. The biggest thing I think they need is to sell us on quality matches the price, and I think that's the biggest thing. It's starting to catch up now. I think at least with the last XL and what we see, we don't know what the Pro is going to be like, but seeing Yamaha speakers and seeing the HDMI, all the stuff that we were wishing for, it seems like now it's starting to catch up with the price. So as long as that can start matching really good, it'll start selling more. And I think that's what they need to focus on.
MOAT?
I agree. Like I agree with ConsleKits. It's one of those things where you need unique products. You know, now granted, all of it's not gonna be. Somebody's gonna be hit or miss. Looking at you, Boomerang, CouchCade gimmick that is being repurposed to sell things. But but no, seriously, I think that they could still tell the line, not have so many rehashes. You're gonna have to use your Pac-Mans and you know whatever, do your Street Fighters every year, and that's fine. You know, whatever, get the most you can out of your IP, but continue to shock every year with one or two cabinets that people didn't expect. You know, Killer Instinct's a perfect example of that, where, you know, we didn't think that we would be able to play Killer Instinct on that kind of PCB in that machine. You know, continue to do stuff like that. The rumor, the leak for Time Crisis, I pray that it's real, because that's different. That's something that we can all get behind, you know, and just keep offering different titles, you know, because you have to cater to the casuals, but then you've got the hardcore like us in here who are just like, okay.
He got so heated that he kicked himself out the channel. And then I think he's back.
There was two of them.
There you go.
How did you do that?
He's like, put the focus on me. Put the focus on me.
Wait, did I get you? What the hell?
Something happened to me earlier too, man.
Bro, I didn't do anything. I was literally sitting here, and then the Illuminati was like, "Hey, man, don't start saying that." Right. But no, seriously, one or two cabs a year that we wouldn't expect. Give the people Q-Bert so we don't have to hear about it anymore. And then, just keep doing different things with the products, man. That's all they can really do, because they're becoming so big now. Anything that they do is going to be scrutinized. And that's just legitimate. Plus, if you don't put out new stuff, then UAG can't buy the cabinet, then return it 2 weeks later, and then get the views.
Right.
You damn Skippy, bro.
John actually has a good comment in there, and this is the one thing I feel like I get this, but there are fans of the product. I don't know. I'd say the content creators, but there are fans of the product that this stuff like drives them crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with them making products that we think are stupid, because those stupid products, there's buyers. I know it sounds dumb.
Right.
There are buyers for those stupid products. Like I remember being at like Walgreens, and I saw some at games like handheld Sega thing, and I bought it knowing, okay, it's $30. It's gonna be the total piece of shit, but it gave me that nostalgia for like 15 minutes, and I threw it in a drawer.
Impulse buys.
But they're gonna need to do that, because that's just like, it gets the brand out. It's just like, there are buyers that want that. Those are like ultra casuals, but I don't know why like other people get so triggered at that. It's just like, whatever, dude. Like, it is what it is. We got to make money. We're a business. That stuff doesn't bother me, even though I know it's not going to be for any of us on this, and probably the majority of the people watching.
Just to tell you, I felt exactly that way when the Baby Cade came out. Like, I don't know why so many people were so upset about that. Like, dude, don't buy it.
And we're all grown men. Like, unless we have actual babies, you have no purpose for a baby-cade.
because as middle-aged men, people don't have anything else to complain about, and so it's just kind of like, what can I talk about? Okay, yeah, here, let's raise up about a baby cade, something that's designed for anywhere between the ages of 6 to 10 to entertain themselves, and maybe be like mommy or daddy who have a full size or have a 3/4 scale arcade or something within the arcade one up family, but because it doesn't have this, and this, we need to piss them out about it, like.
But don't you think that we get? Don't you think that I talked to Justin about this a long time ago? We, meaning like everyone that watches these shows and stuff, you get caught in your own bubble. You believe everything. Like you don't think about the people outside of the bubble sometimes. So I think you get hypercritical about the stuff that doesn't seem to make sense to you. It happens all the time. Like I feel like I used to be like that. I'd get hung up on something that At Games would do or Arcade 1-Up would do, but then come to think of it, it wasn't even the core audience that, like, it wasn't us. Because I would love to know one stat that I wish John would be, he's never going to tell us, is what percentage, and I don't know if he could even get this data, what percentage is the hardcore fan and who makes them more money, the hardcore fan or the casual fan? I would love to know the answer to that question.
We know it's the casuals without a question, though. We know it's casuals.
I know, but I thought at one point, I started to think that it wasn't.
No, they've sold millions of cabinets. There's no way in hell, unless like CT Jason's got like 14 basements full of like 30 cabinets apiece.
I'll give you. We can do a poll right now. Here, raise your hand if you own a Pac-Man. Pac-Man's their highest selling cabinet.
Got a 40th right over there.
And I never owned one.
How about used to?
If we were the majority, everyone would have rose their hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know when I changed my tune, this is when I changed it, went, oh crap, it's not the hardcores. Is I was watching, and don't judge me, don't freaking judge me. I was watching 90 Day Fiancé with my wife, and this crazy chick Angela that's on the show, I see, like, she's walking by, and in the corner with clothes on it was a Pac-Man. I was like, son of a bitch, she even has one. Like, Angela from 90 Day Fiancé has a freaking Pac-Man.
Was it modded?
On it. No, it wasn't modded.
Yeah.
So no co-hanger mod.
John D is speaking to. He said we're a small part of the total revenue.
Exactly. Yeah. And the only difference is we're the vocal minority. You know, it's like the people that complain the loudest, make the most noise, and everybody else is just, I think,
the people in there. I think their customer service ticket is their vocal majority.
Hey, talking about the Pac-Man, one thing that freaked me out, I think it was the Ellen show. She had like two Pac-Mans next to each other, and she was like, oh, this is what I do on my break. And I was like, oh, wow. Like, they really are everywhere.
Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah, I remember that.
Man. Because everybody wants one, bro. Like, that's what it is. Everybody wants an arcade, man. Like, no matter who you are, you want one.
That's what David McIntosh has been doing, hanging out with Ellen.
All little kids watching Silver Spoons, wishing that we would have one of those arcades in our homes, and now we have the ability to do that. Like, that's pretty awesome, man. That to say, where we came from, we didn't have that ability. So
don't you guys think it's crazy that none of this would exist? Like it, like literally, we wouldn't even be having this show if that product didn't come out. Probably,
exactly.
It's crazy. Like all these products cause this complete. I mean, how many home arcade YouTubers do you think there are now? There's probably got to be over, like, that legitimately do it on a regular basis.
I counted 96.
For some reason, I believe Justin did count that.
Right. Really, 96?
96 is just a really funny number. That's all.
Like, that's kind of crazy, actually. Like, this whole thing, all of this, the shows, the laundromat wars, like, all that stuff exists because of this. It's freaking nuts.
Every single crazy. When you buy an arcade 1-Up, you guys don't know about this, right? There's instructions on how to become a YouTuber. It's on the back.
You guys get the QR.
Oh, I didn't sign that. So
it's like, this is what camera you should buy. Use StreamYard or Melon.
They should have a starter kit. Oh man, John D, if you're listening, that's $1 million idea. Get a starter kit on the back of it to get a YouTube channel up and everything.
You don't know how many times Ralph was like, maybe you should consider pivoting from Arcade 1-Up, and I'm like, that's right. My next video is gonna be like, how to be good at Arcade 1-Up. I'm gonna take you through all the cameras that I use, the lighting, affiliate link below, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. And we'll see how many views we get.
I'm sure you've consulted a few people. I know I've spoken to you a number of times, and I'm sure that's one of the beautiful things about our community. In a sense, like these people are very approachable. I remember speaking to Ralph when I had like 100 subscribers. I was like, dude, tell me the magic. He said, there's no magic. Do the fucking work. And then
I don't know if I said it exactly like that, but
you kind of did. And I was like, damn, he's kind of rude. And then I spoke to Justin. I'm like, this dude, how do I get the views? He says, if nobody.
Can I tell you what Justin said? Justin was probably like, you kind of suck at YouTube, so you should probably get better and then talk to me in 6 months.
He's like,
Probably. I jumped straight to the truth. You know, if someone asks me a question, I'm going to tell them the truth.
But you need to have that. You need to have that, that kind of relationship. And I always appreciate you being so candid with me.
Well, I'm not great at YouTube, but I'll share with anybody anything they ask. I'll try to help as much as I can. So there's that. And Ralph does that sometimes.
Sometimes.
He's very selective of who he shares his secrets with.
And
am I?
I remember.
I don't even know all your secrets, dude. You're like, dude, there's this new thing I learned that if you do, you're going to get 1 million views. And it's... Never mind.
He disappeared.
That's so not true.
I remember.
I got this book that you should totally buy. Okay, send me the link. Ghosted.
I don't believe that.
True.
I don't believe that.
That's not true. It's called the YouTube formula. And by the way, it didn't help me at all. So
I think I'm wrong. I think Ralph just has a bad memory. He's like, okay, I'll get around to that. And he's like, squirrel.
Well, that is true, actually.
That I can believe.
That is very accurate. Yeah,
I remember
very accurate, unfortunately.
But I learned how to do YouTube from Jason over here, actually.
Huh?
I used to watch you. Am I wrong, Ralph? Did I not tell you years ago that I watched Jason over here?
Yeah.
And I loved every video he did until he started saying that I stalked Destiny FOMO. And I was like, what the hell is this?
No. That was a joke with Retro RGB, never Justin.
Yeah, but I was with him.
Oh, it was.
We're friends of Destiny. I was in New York, and Bob's like, I have this good friend, Destiny FOMO, and he's like, a lot of people don't know we're good friends, but she has a lot of consoles. I have a lot of consoles, and we share consoles. She wants to go get a drink with her boyfriend. You want to go out? I was like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, this guy over here is all like, look at them stalkers.
Oh, I don't remember that. That's hilarious. I somewhat remember, but it's been so long ago.
I know you, so
okay, I forgive you.
I actually remember watching that episode and then seeing Justin in the picture, and I was like, dude, I want to make an OTG video. Like, I want to be in one.
I succeeded.
I was jealous that he was in the video. I'm like, dude, I want to be in one of your videos, but then I'm like, maybe I don't.
OTG tried to cancel me. It was great.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
And you know what? And you know what my response was? It's the best response ever.
What was that?
I never said anything.
That is the best part.
Until way later.
So wait.
If there's other small, I shouldn't say it like that because it sounds like I'm being a dick. If there are other people that just the best thing, the one thing I learned from doing this is like people are gonna piss you off. They're gonna say dumb comments in your thing. Not responding is the best thing you can do.
Yes,
that's right.
It's the best thing. And it's awesome because you want to know what? It pisses that person off so much because they wanted to get a rise out of you. And they're going to most likely move on to the next person to piss off because they can't affect you. Yeah. And in the beginning, I used to lash out and be like, what? And I'd get all mad. And it never helped. I just felt like off the stream. Everyone's off the stream, actually.
Wow, look at that. He's all like, shut in, man.
What'd you do?
Because I knew that it was an important thing, and I did.
All right, but just moral of the story: don't respond.
No, go back
morons.
to the beginning.
Don't respond.
You said one
to anybody.
thing. You said the one thing. Go back from that part. The one thing that I learned. Go back from there.
We caught it all.
Oh, I think we got it. All right. Summary was, when someone's trolling you, just leave it be. Like, don't respond, because people love to get a rise out of people, and sometimes they just say messed up stuff. Just leave it alone. Don't make response video after response video. It's a waste of time. And to you, it matters way more than everyone else. Everyone else forgets in like 15 seconds. So what happened?
So you're telling me, don't respond to any of Rexer's videos?
Yes, exactly.
Don't respond.
Wait. Don't get Rexer crap, man. Yo, Rexer's great, man. He's a great guy. You know, check out his stuff.
I'm not implying it.
He loves harassing me.
I'm friends with Rexer. Rexer's good at poking. I love Rexer, but he's good at poking.
No, I'm gonna tell you, the thing is, it's fun to respond to other creators for entertainment on both sides. But it's the people in the comment section that are the worst that try to get a reaction out of you. Definitely those are the ones you have to ignore big time.
Yes.
They're on a whole nother level.
Yeah. And some channels, like originally OTG, your whole channel was like your opinion on, it was, your whole channel was like modeled after, like, you'd find something in the community you thought was messed up and talk about it. That was different. But like, if you're just a general YouTuber in the space, like, just don't even engage with that stuff. Honestly, and it stifles your creativity, in my opinion. You're more focused on all that stuff than like creating content at that point. So
that's why I was able to steal OTG from his other community, bro. He said he was tired of that shit, so he came through.
Now, I have to warn you, there's another thing you have to do. And that is, you always respond to Zohar. You have to respond to Zohar. So he has a $10 super chat that if you don't talk about, there's a timer going off because you don't want Zohar canceling you, because that's not good.
I'm surprised that I haven't already, because me and him have a little bit of a thing. So let me bring this up before that video comes out. I think he already got it ready. He just needs to hit go live on it. So let's go here. Justin, you have to do the honors, because he already wrote one.
All right. Zohar says, people acclimate, man, he's got a big word there, to their surroundings. So should companies. Eventually, people will run out of room in their homes. OneUp should think of game uploads. It's where if you have a game, you can upload it to Arcade 1UP so they can play more games. I guess people change and companies should change too.
I see it. I don't think we should respond to it because it's bullshit, and I don't want to even put that on the screen. So please don't, because that's gonna be. I want
to respond to Console Fanboys thing. See, that comment is actually, and this is, I know he's gonna get all upset about this. That comment is seeing the world like this. There's 7 billion people in the world. Arcade 1UP has sold 3 million cabinets, so they could probably just do nothing and do status quo and still continue to be successful. They should evolve, but they need to also remember that there's a huge mass audience that still hasn't bought their product. You know what I mean? So it's like, to me, we want them to tweak it for us because we filled our rooms in our houses with these products, but there's a bunch of people that haven't even bought one yet. Does that make sense? I feel like
complete sense.
Okay,
complete sense.
And
there's nothing in my life that I've done 3 million times, man. Well, maybe one thing.
Oh, gross.
Blink, right? Blinking.
Why do you automatically go to that?
I just said something random. You're the one who reacted in a bad way.
That's because that's what he was thinking about himself. He's putting that. He's reflecting that on you.
That's right.
Actually, you're right. Okay, all right. Who's the psychiatrist now?
Zohar, tell us, what's Ralph doing?
No, don't.
What has Ralph done 3 million times?
No.
3 million. That's a lot.
You guys got any lotion? I'm just kidding. All right, never mind. I'm just kidding.
Wow. We always hear John D. He always pulls out this number, like the magic number being 5 million. Once 5 million comes, things can happen. You got to think that, at the rate that they're going, and they have these new cabinets that are coming out that everybody's hyped about, that's not too far away, that 5 million market. And you could see with these PCB boards that they future proof them with you got the Wi-Fi, you got the little slot there. Don't you think that will eventually happen soon, where we could purchase games and plug them in? ConsleKits, your face looks like you smelled some sour milk or some shit.
Yeah.
Right? Tell us what's happening.
I did the math. So since Ralph was born, to hit 3 million, you have to do it 194 times a day. But to put it in another way, how big 3 million is, that means if Ralph was a standalone salesperson, he would have to sell 194 cabinets every day since the day of his birth to sell as many arcade cabinets that John has. Kind of. Walmart, Target, whatever.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. What was the 5 million? What's the significance of the 5 million? I don't ever remember him saying that.
You know, in interviews and conversations, he's always mentioned that 5.
Like it's a target they want to get to.
Yeah, to even think about possibly a marketplace, 5 million would be that number where you can talk to publishers like, listen, we have 5 million cabinets out there. If 20% of you guys jump on that, that's a good number. That's
Yeah. I remember there was a time where I was totally in shock, and I have to believe that it's accurate. I was watching like HSN or something, or like, and I sent a screenshot to Justin. I go, could this actually be true? And it was like the amount of partycades they had sold like during this sale thing. And I was like, holy crap.
Over a weekend.
Yeah. And I was like, to put it into perspective, they sold more of those than probably all of that game's products all together. I was like, that's insane. And we wonder why they have such
keep
a
on
huge
going with them, right?
leap. It's like, holy crap. And then I'm thinking, well, let's take that number and compare it to like iArcade. That's even smaller. No offense. Anybody I know, the iArcadians are here. They're going to get upset. Calm down. I'm just using it as an example.
Relax. Is this a top, we're just using it as an example. Of numbers.
But like, it's crazy to think how like how big that, as far as like quantity is. It was insane. I'm joking. I love the iArcadians. I know they're very territorial. They're the most territorial out of everyone now. So I want to make sure.
When you're the little fish, and then
okay.
The
So
big
now be mad at him. You're doing it. Be mad at him.
I'm already in the doghouse with them, so hey, I'm okay.
All right.
Bro said when you're the little fish, did you just assume their size, bro? Like, how do you know? CT Jason might be like 9 feet tall, bro. Like,
no, I'm not talking about the iArcadians. I'm talking about the iArcade,
the brand
in terms.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, microscopic. Yeah, minuscule. Yeah.
Hey, UAG, I got a question for you, man. Since I mean, you always talk about stuff. We didn't really get to talk about this. The Streets of Rage 4 got showed off for mobile. That's coming like May 24th, and I know that iArcade's been wanting that really bad. Do you think this is going to hurt their chances?
I think it's done. I think it's done now, because once they went to mobile, like, first of all, you got to look at how many users that user base.
It's mobile, bro.
That.
It's mobile.
It's mobile. So
it's mobile.
I think that, first of all, that brand is watered down now, because now you can get it on every mobile device there is, right? And that lets you know what they're thinking about the big picture. Like, dude, if you don't have this many units, we're not trying to talk to you.
So while we're doing this, I looked it up. It says in 2021 there was almost 15 billion cell phones in the world. That's freaking insane.
Man. Billion with a B.
Yeah, that's freaking insane.
Yeah. UAG with you guys with the mobile market. We're talking about the Miko or something.
Or else, like, finally, Streets of Rage 4 is going to be global, worldwide on
everywhere. Toiletcade.
Yeah. So,
HGR Champ has a patent on that already.
Who does?
HGR Champ. Yeah, he made a Toiletcade. Like, no joke. It was part of my $75 fight stick challenge.
Right, peace, right.
He actually won with that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So when you were talking about QVC and how many partycades they move, I think that's going to be the CouchCade as well. I know we all joke about it and talk shit about it.
I don't know why. I don't get the CouchCade thing, and I'm not. There's no shtick here. I don't really get the CouchCade.
Yeah, I don't either,
dude.
Okay. It's got. I think
that's for the oldies, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's got to be designed for people that for going like going to get the early world special. Like no disrespect, but it's just one of them things where it'll be comfortable on the knees. They can sit there, they can hook a little box up, they can turn it on, and then switch their TV over, and then just play.
Sounds like it's like 60 and up.
Buy one for your mom, Ralph.
You know what I mean? Like 60 or 50 and
up.
You
guys don't think that the CouchCade would be in its current form? Don't you think it would just be one of those things where they'd buy it and you'd play it a couple times and it just like end up in the corner?
Yes. But most of those plug and plays were like that.
They're gonna sell.
Like my dad has 100 plug and plays of like Pac-Man on a stick and just. And
I don't actually disagree that they're gonna sell them. I'm just like, that's one of those things, right? The out of the bubble thing. Like I know they're gonna sell a lot, but that's definitely not a product I would want to buy.
It's not a product for us.
It's a grandma-cade.
Yeah.
But
it comes with a freaking strap to carry with.
Can we call it geriatric-cade? Geriatric-cade?
I'm sure if you do it like baby cade stick, I'm sure if you say it enough, y'all can make that a thing. You know.
We said Rudy. If we say grandma cade, bro, then it makes us sexist. We can't. It has to be gender neutral. So
the ARP special.
There's no gender neutral in the English language for. You have to say grandparents cade. You gotta do multi.
Grandpa cade.
You can't say uncle or aunt. Is there a gender neutral of that word? Could you cousin cade?
Justin, you were doing good, but right there, you struck out big time, bro.
Now, if you made a CouchCade that had like Street Fighter 4 on it or something, and it had like a Street Fighter 4 branded stick, but like good quality stick, I might buy that.
What if they did the CouchCades, but for fighters with Wi-Fi?
I think that'd be really smart because their whole thing is that I think internally they really bank on building these online communities. So the more products that have Wi-Fi and you can go online, the better. Like that's like ultimate. I mean, put it everywhere. Wi-Fi should be on everything.
Do you ever see that skit where it's what is it called? Key and Peele? And they're like, so this is what we're going to do. You know, we're going to go in and we're going to go into a bank, you know, and the whole idea is it's these two guys that look like they're bank robbers, right? They're talking like it's this mystery, and at the very end, he's like, "Dude, that's a job," you know. I feel like where we're going is we're like, okay, so what Arcade 1-Up should do is they should come out with this like console, right? Okay, there's this console, and you put it next to your TV, and then it has games on it, and then you sit down on your couch, and you're like, dude. That's a platform console. Like that's all you're. That's a Switch, right? Like
just with a nice joystick, right?
Well, we had said at one point. Remember, we had talked about this. I think this was a podcast that Justin and I had. We were talking about how what if Arcade 1-Up sold a console that was capable of running every single game they had, and you could just a la carte buy any one of their games. Now, obviously, there's ones with specific controls. There's ones with specific controls that wouldn't work, but like. What if you just had access to their whole library for someone that can't buy the cabinet, doesn't want the cabinet? You know, it was an idea. I don't know. I don't think they'll ever do it, but
wouldn't that be the end game for them though? Like at that point, if you buy that unit, you wouldn't need anything else. I mean, or you would just have at games or.
But I think there's still the customer that's going to want the cabinet. Everyone wants the cabinet because they remember it.
I don't know if you've seen this, Ralph. Have you seen the new Pac-Man? I know it's Pac-Man, but there's a new Pac-Man coming to like a Switch. Have you seen that?
Like a new game?
Yeah, it just came out a couple days ago. It's basically like it has almost all the same games that are on.
Collection.
Yeah, the
Namco collection.
I haven't
seen it.
When you look at if you want to pull that up, UAG, maybe you can, or I can pull it up. It has a UI, and it's genius. And this is where I'm saying where it's like even this, I think, kind of competes with Arcade 1-Up. Because what they do is the UI looks like an arcade. Physical arcade. And you're Pac-Man walking around an arcade going up to the different arcade machines.
Oh, that's kind of
And when you select the arcade machine, it's like full screen. And then it's that arcade
cool.
game.
I think it's Pac-Man
it's like your Pac-Man perusing a virtual arcade. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's kind. You know what else has been kind of it's gonna be interesting is I wonder if retro makes its way, and it probably has a little bit. I'm not an expert at this or by any stretch, but if retro starts making its way into like Oculus, that will be interesting because like imagine we all go to a place that's a virtual arcade and we're hanging out, but like as physical avatars, like dude, I wouldn't even. That'd be freaking ridiculous. I mean,
that'd be so meta.
It would be very metaverse. That metaverse.
You can't find it, bro.
Dude, I'm all hopped up on. I've been doing a lot
check
more
Pac-Man
Oculus.
Museum.
That
Pac-Man
one's the
Museum.
old one, right?
No, Namco Collection's the old one. Pac-Man Museum should be the new one.
Oh, okay.
Are you guys not into the virtual reality stuff much, or?
Oh, no, I played it all the time, man.
Like
Yeah,
it was
I'm
a
not.
trip.
VR is cool.
Like that.
It's cool.
I think that's why you and Retro Ralph like it. I think the older people are really digging that.
Oh, get out of here, man.
No, dude,
You just don't know about it. You just don't know about it, man.
Dude, last night,
stay with your old shit.
UAG, you would dig this. Last night, Cole from Castles and Coasters, he's like, "Hey, come join me in this game." So I jump on, and I probably look like a total moron, and we're playing this like zombie raid game, and I look over, and we're not full avatars. We're like, our bodies are from like our waist up, so we don't have legs or anything. And I look over, and we just got like these badass guns, and we're just killing waves of zombies, and it was honestly, it was so much fun. But I got back into it after I got back from that amusement show, because that arcade amusement show was all VR stuff, dude. It was like, I don't know. It's actually really fun. I didn't realize how much, like how advanced it's gotten over the past couple of years. But anyways,
that's cool.
Yeah, I think
that is really cool.
So
check this out. At about 17 seconds in the video, it's coming up. Now, you may hate Pac-Man, right? Imagine it's your favorite game, okay? Imagine this is Street Fighter or any of the Arcade 1-Up titles. You got 14 titles of Pac-Man, and then right here you'll see the UI where you're selecting games.
Oh, that's really
your Pac-Man.
cool.
It's got leaderboards, and it's coming to every platform. And
that's actually really cool.
Yeah.
That I think that's another person that's competing.
Yeah, I mean,
That's cool, man.
so a lot of the it's not going to replace our game room, right?
No.
Like a lot of us love the idea that we have an arcade 1-Up or a full-size arcade that makes up a game room. But there's going to be people that like this is going to satisfy them, And
Yeah.
I think if arcade 1-Up was only doing what they did their first year, like I don't know, the little tiny 3/4 scale that we talked about that didn't even have a riser, I would just get this over that.
Yeah.
But if it's got Wi-Fi, it's got leaderboard, there's a community behind it, it's got an attractive UI that's exciting, and it's big, it's inexpensive, I think Jason, I loved what you said the best, where you're like, if the quality is matching the price, it's got HDMI out, it's got all these great solid sounds, then that's going to be great.
So,
and it's not like other companies haven't been doing this. I mean, Capcom Arcade Stadium just came out
Arcade
last
Stadium
year.
is great.
You know what I'm saying? The TMNT Cowabunga collection is going to scratch the itch for
Yeah.
anybody who couldn't get TMNT the arcade game, or Turtles in Time. You can play that online. I mean, like there are people that want to do these things, but it's just something about having something physical. I think that's still going to appeal to a lot of individuals.
So before we part ways, because we're at our end here, and we've gone almost 2 hours. I want to, have a little friendly wager, and so we'll start with Ralph, and we'll go around the horn. Under over 80%. I'm setting the bar high. That they will come out with a XL or Pro version of Pac-Man. 80%.
I'm gonna say they absolutely would have come out with a pro version of Pac-Man. Like, why wouldn't you? I mean, they're 100% gonna do that. I have no doubts in my mind.
100 from Ralph.
Uncle Cade. My uncle would totally buy that. I don't.
What's your number? 100% or give us a number.
Yeah, I hope they do. Do you know why? Because Pac-Man is not a very big cabinet. If they do a pro, it's near replica. That's how you do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you get full-on slanted screen. You get right with a control deck goes all the way up. It's just not going to be as deep. That's the definitive Pac-Man to buy. In fact, if they come out with a pro Pac-Man, I will sell everything Pac-Man I own and own that. And if it's under $1,000, that's actually a really good deal, because the alternative is a much more expensive Pac-Man that's super heavy.
So I don't know if you understand the rules. I need a number.
I didn't give it a... I don't know. I'm not 100%, because I wonder if they feel they wouldn't do it for Pac-Man because they could sell plenty of Pac-Mans without the extra cost of the XL. So I don't know, 90%.
Ooh, that's a smart statement right there. That makes me want to back off from 100
It's like
a little
Pac-Man
bit.
doesn't need an XL
Your
to sell
thing
the
is
numbers.
locked in. Your thing is locked in. You can't go back. I took your bet.
Oh, he's writing this stuff down, huh?
Yep. We're gonna play this video at the end of the year. We're gonna do a recap of the year. So.
Oh.
Well,
it
but
just
no
means
pro lines
UAG
even
knows
exist
it's
yet.
coming. He says he's coming. Like he just admitted John told him on the side. Nice. So I changed my number to 100%.
Wait, can I ask you guys something? Is there actually, and I legitimately don't know this, is there a price for the Pro Series?
No, not officially.
So it's all speculative then. There's no price.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do we think
OTG.
it's going to be?
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna come out with a Pac-Man Pro Series. You're saying, right?
Pro or XL.
Oh, XL. No. All right, yeah, or XL. Yeah. All right. Yeah, they'll come out with it. Percentage 85.
85. Maddads?
I'm saying 95, man. You know that's
95.
their best seller.
Okay.
That's just it.
The old guys know.
Yeah. 95, you're right. You know what I mean?
Mr. Moat?
Direct to consumer from Arcade 1-Up 100%. At other retailers, 87.5 for the XL, but the Pro Series straight from Arcade 1-Up 100%.
Hold on, Moat gave two answers. Which one of you were?
Well, because hold on a second, because he said legacy.
You always gotta change the rules.
No. You said XL and you said Pro Series.
I said
I'm
either
answering
one
both.
of those are coming out. No, you got to give one answer.
That's two answers. I answered twice.
No.
What do you mean?
You answer one question.
Somebody rewind the tape. Somebody rewind the tape or rewind the footage and point out where he points out like XL.
Hold on.
And then whatever.
Why don't we just, John, in the chat, give us your percentage. He's sitting here saying, why would we make a Pro? Why would we make a Pro? The buttons on Pac-Man don't need to be improved.
But he said XL too.
No, but John, a lot of people mod their Pac-Man to put in better sticks and stuff, man. So
do they?
Yeah.
Do they?
I
literally know nobody.
That's a special percentage. I'm sure if you took a percentage out of all the Pac-Mans out there, like 90% of them are still using stock.
So that means 70% of them are broken. Just kidding.
Fine.
Overall,
70% were only played once,
bro.
You said it on discount.
92.5, bro. For either one, 92.5. There's your answer. 92.5.
Wait, what did he say? I can get 200,000 on Pac-Man with stock. Oh, like meaning he can sell 200,000 of them?
No. Like he score.
Oh, okay.
It's
never
like
mind.
Pac-Man doesn't.
I was like, God damn, that's a lot of Pac-Mans for.
Right.
So
UAG, you're the man, because I'm wondering, because like if it was a Pro, I was gonna answer it different. But since you said XL, like, dude, they're gonna have the money's on the table. They put Pac-Man on every form. Like, if not, it's the only one or the first one. What do you think, man?
Okay, like so before this conversation, and before reading these damn chats from John D, I'd have said 100% that it would have been at least an XL.
Yeah.
But after reading his comments, it's like, what's the purpose behind it?
Okay,
Alexa, shut the fuck up.
Or he's just trying to throw us off,
right? Because the XL cabinets are just pretty much the same buttons, like the same thing with the Shaq one. It's just going to be the same form factor, same buttons, just in a bigger size. But they could do that.
The reason why I have a question about it, he made a comment that it's about the same height as a Caliber 8. The only thing that's different is the riser. So are you going to make an XL just to have no riser and it'll be the same height? Then it almost not serve the purpose. So,
I know what you do, dude. Imagine though, like Justin kind of said this, a Pac-Man 100% accurate though, as far as it's just not as deep, dude. That is like a gold mine for someone that is a gold mine right there. If it's 100% exactly the way it looks, angled right, sticks are good. I think that's a gold mine. I think John's talking.
Yeah. UAG doesn't want to confirm it because he doesn't have the secret notes behind the information. So, yeah, he doesn't have that info.
If you listen to some people, they would lead you to believe that. But unfortunately, I don't have that genie in the bottle. You know what I'm saying?
But why are we going to review it at the end of the year? You don't have an answer.
When do the actual Pro Series come out? When does the first Pro Series land?
We don't have dates.
Wait a minute.
We don't have a
Okay.
November, right?
Publicly, we don't have dates. Publicly, we don't have dates.
Hold on. We need to check the manifest. Who's responsible for the logistics? Does anybody have the manifest from the port?
Weren't you just on his show? You could ask him.
All right, guys. So we do have five Pro lines coming out this year. 5 Pro line cabinets coming out this year. And I'll tell you right now, Pac-Man is not a part of it this year. Sorry.
Are they at the port in Long Beach, though? Can you tell us about the manifest?
No, we haven't even started making them yet.
FCC filings.
No.
Oh, all right. Fine. Well, I'll have to ask. I know someone must know.
Mm.
Someone must know. I'm sorry. That's the one thing I have to make fun of. I just love it.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm here live in
Bro, but you did his show.
I'm here live in the port in Los Angeles. What? What happened?
You do a perfect
You
do like a perfect unqualified critic impression. It's amazing.
Do it.
No, it doesn't sound like that. It sounds like he's talking about like Mr. Magoo.
No, it's gotta be more like it's gotta be heavy.
Dude, that's his Trump voice. Ralph, do your Trump.
I'm here live at the best port in the world, Long Beach, California. I just saw there's multiple tankers out there in ocean. They're about to dock. We've got currently 65 crates of Killer Instincts coming right now. So by my calculations, by the time we physically scan them, they go through the customs process. They should be to our distributors in about 2 weeks, which should put it at your doorstep at about May 5th, 2022.
Yo, can we get the Walmart manager instead? Like,
hey, Justin, I ain't know.
There we go.
That's exactly how I picture it, man. I don't know where they get this port information.
By the way, I don't want to be political. Yo, hold on. I don't want to be political. That voice does sound like Trump, but it was never really intended to be. It just kind of took on that life form.
You kind of ruined my skit that we were supposed to do for over a month. I've been trying to get him to like this, dude. You need to stand in front of your green screen, act like you're in the port, read the manifest for us, tell us what's coming. He's like, okay, I got
it. Would be more fun if you heard like the actual horns from like the tankers, like here it is, right here.
We are here right now.
It's here, but it's not here. Like we've scanned them, but they're not officially in our inventory. So we don't know when the hell you're getting these motherfuckers, but they're here.
They're on one of these boats.
They're on the boat. You know,
sitting in the ocean, fam.
Maddads in the ocean. Connections. He knows when they're there, because I'm not gonna. I can't blow you up. But
hey, I gotta admit though, it was pretty exciting with the golden tea that they literally put the thing up and like sent it out, but we already knew the information from those port people, but like we didn't have to wait. I love it.
Time out. You just put them in you just classify them as port people. Port people.
What I heard is that Arcade 1-Up has been following the news from some of the YouTubers because they themselves aren't familiar with how quick they're coming, and they're like tuning in. They're going, "Whoa, they're on their way! Sweet."
Like we didn't even know.
It's like shit. I didn't know it was there already. Okay.
Well, let's put this up on the site.
Update the site.
By the way, we got a lot of crap, even though the skit was way too long, and Justin and I realized it after the fact. When we did the boat skit where they were falling into the ocean, we got a lot of crap because people were like, did you know that, you're lucky no one got hurt in that thing? And I was like, oh my gosh, we're just like joking around. And we did check.
Joke.
We did check that no one got hurt, but they were like, yeah, you guys are really insensitive. You know that? I mean, people.
When you say a lot, was there like 2 people that in your comments talking shit? Please come on, tell me the truth.
All right, maybe it was like 2. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not. It felt like it was more than 2, but it wasn't like 100.
It felt like it was a lot more than 2. Yeah.
I don't care how long you thought that was. That shit was hilarious.
I can't remember. I deleted them all.
I cried seeing that. I was like, dude, that shit.
Well, because that's hilarious. When the pinballs were coming, so we're like, oh no, Marvel just went in the water. Oh no.
Dude, you know there was people crying.
Yeah, that was Marvel. I forgot about that. That was
and
good.
I think Justin was on the radio, like telling me how's it going, and I'm like, it's fine, everything is fine. And all of a sudden, like all of them fall into the ocean. They're all gone.
You know what was great about that episode is Ralph called. That was your idea, and you're like, right before we went live, you're like, okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the skit. And you scrambled to put like videos together we could like OBS share the video on StreamYard or whatever. But what we didn't do is figure out we didn't have enough time to trim it so that part's short. So we had to keep it going.
Yeah, so I'm like, dude, when does because I think he was like texting me. He's like, when are they actually falling into the ocean? I'm like, I don't know because I didn't
like 7 minutes or something.
It's like the seas are rough down here.
It's tough doing skits live like that. 7 minutes later, it finally goes into the ocean.
Oh, that was actually a good time. That was fun.
Again,
man, I can't believe people got offended by that.
If you had to give me the greatest hits, that would be one of them for me.
Yeah. Oh, that was fun. I think no one wants to see Future Ralph ever again, though. That was pretty weak.
That was all right. You know, I mean, I think the only thing is that you killed it. You went too many times to the well. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think
the well too many times.
Timing is everything. We were just, sometimes your skit goes too long. Like I could listen to Scott lick. I could see Scott lick his lips for like hours. So,
but you know what?
That's just me.
We did Future Ralph in March. I want to say March of 2020, and one of the questions from the audience was, "How long is the pandemic gonna last?" And we. Ralph just was like, it doesn't end up being a big deal. But he's supposed to be like 10 or 15 years in the future. It's still possible that 10 or 15 years we can look back and it's almost like Future Ralph was right. It was just this hiccup for a couple years. I know it's a big thing because it's kind of ending. It seems everyone's hoping it is. But I remember when that moment happened, I'm like, I hope he's right about that.
There's something that I almost bought for a skit. Actually, I didn't almost. I did buy it for a skit, and I never told Justin this actually. And I showed Kim, and Kim's like, "Whoa!" She's like, "No, you can't do that." And this was like, remember the beginning where we didn't really understand the severity of the pandemic. Like we didn't know anyone or anyone that knew anyone that.
Please tell me you had a hazard suit.
I did. I bought a full-on hazard suit, and I was like, Kim, I'm gonna do this thing called like quarantine stream or something. And she's like, what the fuck? She looked at me. She's like, no. She's like, you don't do that. Like, do not do it. And I remember walking in with like, I have it over here. It's like a yellow suit with this breathing apparatus. She's like, no. And I'm glad she did because honestly, that would have been pretty bad.
Hey, Ralph, I'm not sure if you remember Reggie and Metal Jesus. It was like during the pandemic, they try to they have a little thing where they show their pickups and they kind of give like
and they do that and the lights go out. Yeah,
the lights went out. They got a lot of crap for that. I don't know. Just thought it was weird.
Did you think that was something they should have got crap for? I didn't.
No, because they didn't mean it like at all. Like no, I don't think they should have. That's why like I was saying people were overly sensitive during that time, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I didn't do it though, because
me too. Yours would have been a lot worse. I would have probably been making videos on you.
Can you believe this asshole doing that when people are dying?
Bro, why you make him sound like Spanky from the Little Rascals, bro?
Yeah. When you do Jason, you don't go that high. You gotta just go a little higher.
That's my regular voice.
It's just a little bit.
You do the best impression of me, Justin. Best.
I don't know why. I just have I've watched you a lot. That's my secret. Let me tell you all of the things that are going on this stream. First, we got UAG. He thinks he's the mayor of this show, calling us constituents. I got a little Trump in there. Sorry.
Yeah, but you got it down.
All right, thanks.
Well,
are you telling us
guys,
to calm down, UAG? What is this? You're like doing this?
No, I want like this. That's a little bit of me. That sounds like me.
Oh, okay. I thought you were telling us to calm down.
No. That this is a party. This ain't no. Anyway, with that being said, I think we beat this like a dead horse. We're done. I appreciate all you guys coming to guests. Oh, I think we're gonna have some closing time.
No closing time.
No closing time.
I think we could do one more. Hey guys, it's final thoughts time.
Are you gonna put me on the spot?
Yeah, it's your go. This is you. This is the reunion, bro.
Shoot. I wasn't really listening to like the whole show, even though I was here. Okay.
You were here, but you weren't here. Like the
I wasn't. We learned today that we can go to the port. We can go to the port people to find out when our arcade 1-up cabinets are coming out. We also learned indirectly that Justin is still putting whiskey in Mountain Dew. The weirdest drink I've ever heard of, but hey, whatever. We learned that Mad Dad's almost fell asleep midway through the stream, so I'm not sure if I should be offended or everybody else should be offended, but
I fall asleep.
I don't know.
I don't know what y'all talking about, man.
I'm kidding. No, there was a moment. I don't know. I can't think of anything else. Get me off the screen.
Come on.
It's been a long time. I haven't done that in a long time.
I'm not gonna lie though, I was tired though. I'm serious, man. I went to the gym at like 2:00 this morning, man, and then
2:00.
I just been up the whole day because I couldn't sleep. I just said, "Fuck it, let me go to the gym." And I went to the gym, and then I came. You know what I mean? I had to go to work, had to get the kids up, go to work, came back, and I got on the show. So I mean, I'm tired, man.
It was just funny because for a moment,
but I was sitting there. I was still there, man. Because the people would say shit in the chat, and I was like, man, I'm still here. I'm good. You know what I mean? I don't know what you're saying.
I at first I thought you were frozen.
No, I was just sitting here, man.
But then I saw the screen moving in the back. I said, "Oh."
I was waiting for you to get to me, like you get to everybody else. I was like, "Let me okay."
I didn't.
And then you didn't even get to me about what Arcade 1-up would do. That I was sitting here. I was like, "Okay, he didn't get to me yet, but he just went off and did whatever the hell he wanted to do." Okay.
Oh,
so I just said, "Okay, I can't sit here."
Man. You trying?
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
You trying to start?
I mean, he's not wrong.
No, I'm serious.
Hold on, Mo.
I was basically gonna say the pinball tables. They need to do some of that shit. You know what I mean? The Big Ten pinballs. I'm thinking that they had the older pinballs. They need to do the new ones. 32, whatever it is. Back that's all that stuff. And then they just need to keep getting them licenses, man. So there you go. That's what I was gonna say, but whatever.
I would have said that's a good point.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
And then we could have had a better conversation.
That's right.
So that's why I was sitting here,
just
looking like this.
Oh,
so
I said.
Like, okay.
He's like, really?
So,
He's gonna.
So like I was saying,
wait, why smoke
he
gone?
took them off.
He's trying to start.
Hey, but I wasn't, man. I was sitting here. I was just, you know what I'm saying? I was just sitting there. But I was up, y'all. I'm just saying, I was up.
So you were
up? I was just like this. See, I'll be sitting here.
Next time we need to at least do some motions or like try to flex or something so we know.
I was. You see me moving, man. I've been sitting on this damn stool. So I was moving like this. Y'all couldn't see me?
Nah.
My ass is killing me right now, man.
I thought
bro, so low key, I thought you were getting your Dave Bautista on, moving with being perfectly still.
No, I was going like this, man. My ass is killing me, bro. Like I was doing this and putting up like this. I was doing this the whole time. That's why I was like, okay, I don't know if I can sit on this thing too much longer. I was about to just get up. That's it.
You could have got up and did some push-ups or something, but
I mean, if it makes you feel better, Mad Dads, you know what I'm saying? You sitting there going to the gym at 2:00 in the morning, makes your arms look extra big today. So
yeah, they're just.
No, man. Yeah, I'm just saying that when you can't sleep, man, that's what you do, man. If you just in your mode, I'm just saying. You know how I am now.
No, I get that.
In your mode, man, you just roll and go do it, man.
Nah, bro, I get that. But then Purdue here still doesn't let the gym open up here until 6:00 in the morning, dude. So
they be in there at 2:00.
Man.
Wait,
he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right.
I was like, what is going on?
Right, because a lot of women don't want to be oogled and stared at when they're in the gym in the daytime, bro. A lot of women go to the gym at like anywhere between midnight and 4 a.m. Like real talk. Like dead serious.
Yeah, and that's when you put extra weights on too, and knowing you can't handle it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You try. That's what happens.
There's no spiders there at that time, bro. You might die.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. You know, I'm talking about, you know.
That's actually awesome.
So
you
guys,
wrap this up, man, so we can stop this conversation.
Yeah, go ahead, because the brother time.
I was trying, but then you started talking again.
You asked a question, though.
So anyway, thank you, the panel, my guys, the reunion, Justin and Retro Ralph. Appreciate you joining us. It means a lot to us. Maddads, OTG, and MOAT. Thank you guys as always. It's a new era here at the weekly retro party. We're doing this on this channel here, but we're going to be doing other things as well, like the laundromat wars and stuff like that. So definitely, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much, guys. And as always, keep gaming. See y'all next time.
See you guys.
We'll see you guys on the next one.
Yeah, we did it. See, we did it.
You still got it. You still got it. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Why'd you take me off the screen, UAG?